Coffee and Kush TV. Hope y'all in the building. Hit that like button and subscribe to the channel immediately. If you're not on the Urban Conservative, make sure you're over there. Show starts after this one. Make sure you're over there. Kev wrote, we in the building. What's up, family? Well, I'm trying to take Saturdays off, although I'll be urged to get online and trying to do something new with my channels here. And I hope y'all over there for the ENT part of the class. Hit that like button. Who in the chat room early? State your name. What's up? Let's see who up in here early, please. There we go. Command Show. What is it? Command Show. Okay, that's new. Shout out to you, my guy. Shout out to you, my man. Shout out to Amanda, #1 moderator in the world, behind my man Todd, of course, wherever he is, all the damn time. Shout out to Todd out there somewhere. Probably still thinking about Philadelphia. Probably still thinking about, don't worry, my friend. There's always Frisco. There's always Cincinnati. Press button. Bowcat, what's up with you? Coop, what's up, Coop? They be thinking I'll be pissed off in the morning, Coop. I don't be pissed off, Coop. I just be going. I'm just ready to go. What's up, nigga? What that shit do? I'm not ending this year without 10 people committed to research. You feel me? And if I gotta go all year going hard on each and every one, so what? So what? I'm looking for 10 of them. The X-Men status. That's what it is. I got Amanda over there, Lynn's over there doing what she's supposed to be doing. She on her shit. Britt is over there doing what she doing. Forrest Glory out there printing up shit. I ain't even tell her to do shit. She's just doing shit. Press one. Gotta get shout out to y'all. Shout out to Sid. Shout out to Derek. Shout out to y'all people out there. Just keep the information. I'm just trying to direct each and everybody to the appropriate places. Trust me. Trust me. What's up with you, Bowcat? My guy. So I got my Hellfighters book. Press one. Got my Hellfighters book. Shout out to the chat room. I got my Hellfighters. And do you know that they are not the Hellfighters? The Germans and them called them this. We don't want to call them no damn Hellfighters, do we? They was called something else, the Bronze Men or something, the Bronze Fighters or something, kind of like Deontay Wilder, the Bronze Bomber, you know. Press one. I told y'all it was something up with that. It was called the Bronze something. Where my team at? Help me. It was called something. The Nazis called them that. I mean, I ain't even gonna say the Nazis. I'm gonna just say these people. Because I don't know who these people is. They called them that. They was called the Bronze something. What's up, Twisted by Meek? Shout out to you. Urban Barker. Natalie Garner. What's up with you? Mr. Max. What's up with you? I was just an island boy trying to make it. Shout out to you and the family, man. Shout out to y'all. Men of Bronze. There you go. They was called the Men of Bronze. Now, some of y'all brains, wait a minute. Yes, I told y'all that Deontay Wilder and that damn Viking shit was fucking historical and it meant something. I'm telling you, G. I'm telling you, G. And after watching all these World War II so-called Hellfighter interviews, the real ones, one thing I know now is they was given strong red drink every night. Press one. That's one thing I can get for sure. Strong red wine. And that's one thing I know. One of them OG said I never drank it. Just like them niggas when you go to jail. Don't drink that juice, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Don't drink that juice. I'm starting to learn a lot just watching documentary with newfound mentality. You get what I'm saying? You know, it's cool. I grew up knowing the other history. That was fun while it lasted. Trust me. Years and years and years of questions and questions and questions. I like my history better. I like mine a little better. I ain't gonna lie to you. What's up, Mrs. Garner? I see you. Mr. Rob, what's up with you? So, like I said, when that man came out and blew that horn, nigga, that was a genetic stimulated motherfucking sound. I Told y'all that gypsy magic is strong. Press 1. Magic is strong. That gypsy shit is strong. Now that I'm looking back at every damn thing. You know, why was we even over there? Why was we even segregated? Who segregated us? That sounds like some racist shit to do, right? That sounds like some Nazi propaganda to do. Like I said, a democracy is the best dream world of Adolf Hitler ever dreamed of. Press 1 is the damn democracy. Where people forget their nationality and just call themselves colors, except them. White supremacy. Before there was white supremacy, what was they? Yugoslavian, Polish. Press 1. I keep telling y'all, quit identifying. If you identifying by their fruit, you will know who they is. Forget all this little mustache and Stalin had this one. Hell no. That's what you're going to get lost in corporate history. Press 1. You're going to get caught. I've been driving this bus for a minute or rowing this boat for captain of this ship for a minute. I'm not trying to get you caught in the spider web of bullshit, you know? And if we find out it's some bullshit, believe me, shit get cut. I'm not going to have you just get sucked out the ship like that, you know? That's what it is. What's up, Hollow Man? Charnel, what's up with you? Mr. Marley, Mama Riding, Daryl White, what's up with you? You feel me? The illusion is strong. I didn't know it was, I knew it was that strong, but I didn't know it was like prevalent in everyday society all the damn time, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, every fucking millisecond, every stupid ass Carlson Tucker that get on the TV screen. Every person you come across on television represents the idea of a white supremacist, blacks running away, getting murdered, savages, blah blah, zoom zooms and wow. You got me? Always the same shit. Hit the like button. Always the same shit. You can't deny that. What's up, Shelly? They shadow ban. Why you always creating a fear? Who shadow ban? Ain't nobody shadow banning me. Ain't nobody. If you know me, you know where I'm at. Press 1. They don't come in here with no fear tactic. They shadow banning. So what? So what? That mean you ain't supposed to be here if they shadow banned you. I'm only supposed to get, if I go to your channel. See, I just happen to click on your name. Forget all that. Keep those type of silly comments to yourself. I've been doing this too long and I'm not gonna let you waste my motherfucking time no more. You got me? Press 1. So when people come in like this, tell them shut the fuck up. Get out. Amanda, Todd, and whoever else gonna be my moderators in the future. Kick them out immediately when you see this, like Saddam Hussein over here. You see dissenters coming in trying to distract, get them out. Who cares? Follow on Patreon or get lost. I don't know what to tell you. So what? I'm not on here to be your friend for you to come on here and start talking to my audience like they know you. Who cares? I'm going off every day. I like being mean. Fuck that. Fuck that. Cause I've been nice. And being nice is how these people take advantage of you and shit. Fuck nice. Fuck that shit. Get him up out of here. Thank you. It's a beautiful day, uncovering of this type of information. You know, we all can sit here and say, oh, we're mind controlled. Oh, they all got us mind controlled. Press 1. There's a large reset that goes on. Press 1. Oh, Tatavia. Press 1. Oh, it was a mud flood. What happened to the people who was here? You know what the hell happened. Floods. Press 1. That's what you say. Floods all across America. Especially on the West Coast. We're going to get into that if you study. God bless y'all. God bless y'all. Was that last video we saw not great? Seeing all the inflatables, fake tanks, Fake artillery. Some of these fake motherfuckers even fire. A lot of them do. Planes on the string. We watching this propaganda like them is really boats out there in the Navy fighting goddamn ships. RC plane. Just out of view. Press one. Just out of view there. Strings, wires, all type of shit. You thought that NASA shit was dope. No, wait, fuck all that NASA shit. Wait, before you even get to that propaganda, what about your whole history is just like all that NASA is. Bunch of strings being pulled, bunch of bullshit going around. It seems like all this propaganda stuff seemingly had came into play roughly around World War I or French War. Press one. The orchestration of this shit. I really don't see no separation from World War I and World War II. I see no separation at all. It's all taking place overseas. I mean, who's really allies? Did the Germans, who was with the Russians at first, start fighting them and become part of the axis of evil? I'm not understanding when y'all all the same people. You see, that's what it's like coming out of this media manipulation and thought process of these people. It seems like every bit of this stupid history has to be federally funded and mandated of some sort. It's like if I say I'm an Indian, then I have to. You can't even say you an Indian no more. Dan Calloway and Janice and them fucked that up. Press one. Don't even try it. You can't even say it no more. Don't even say it. Don't even say it. Don't even pretend like your ass is a damn Indian. Part of the federally manipulated history or time immemorial shit you really can't remember. All this shit. I didn't know, we was going to actually see treaties being done by Indians in real life. Now, I'm trying to think, was that before World War I or World War II? Like how Indians at the World Fairs signed treaties. Press one, to give these anything. See, what I'm doing is, I see why people don't like me is because my truth is uncovering the lie. They lie that's entwined with the damn ultimate lie. That's what I do know. See, if I say all that took place here, that takes away from the African theory, that take away from we was Hebrews and we brought over here from North Africa on boats and all that takes away that. Then it takes away from the Turtle Niji Island. Where's the contract? And then it takes away from the maternal priesthood or kingship that actually signed fucking treaties with who? Janice, shout out to you, stupid. I see what my truth does. It just fuck up the conscious community. It just fucks that shit up. And that's okay because they don't really know history. Documenting history. They all consist of the history that's federally funded in time immemorial. That's why when you ask them something about the 1898 Wilmington or anything about 1900, they always go back to 7 AD. Past one, they always go back to when the what's the name blended in with what's the name. But I told you I was here just to find out who was signing these contracts. They going back way to Egypt. And I didn't even get there till 1940s. Check this out. They've been moving the pyramids around so it wouldn't flood out, they say. Mrs. Savannah, what's up with you? Mr. Gucci, what's up with you, King? Netta Fresh, shout out to you. So you got to be able to make sense of it all as an adult male to be able to explain this. And the best way to do it is taking it piece by piece. So during the semester, you'll get the whole and we can move on into your sophomore year. What up, Bocat? I know Bocat be lying. This nigga Kev crazy. I'm a teacher, sir. The hell, man. I gotta wake up and get y'all motivated. I gotta get y'all motivated. I can't do it. I can't sit around no more and watch my people just be ignorant. Try to think. Try. Ain't no trying. If you try here, pop, press one, electric shock. There's no trying. You got to research enough and then speak it into existence in this damn classroom. Y'all niggas ain't finna be text messaging me the same shit I don't say it in my class. I don't said it in my class. They text messaging me. Like, oh, Kev, look at this one. You was right. I don't care. I know I was right. You research it for yourself. Press one. Don't come calling me. I know. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm right here saying it. I don't need you confirming with me that I was right. I wouldn't be the professor. Come on now. I know you ain't got shit to do, but damn. You know, I be in a whole different state of mind. Whole different state. You know, a lot of people finally catching on to those full facial pieces they was using in propaganda back in the day in the early 1900s. They was working with a lot of prosthetics. Press one. You don't know this? They was working with a lot of prosthetics in World War I. All you got to do is look for it. If you're not willing to look, anybody gonna look for it for you. I have fun with it. But there's so much more. If anybody gonna look for the information, if you don't, Kev can go off the air at any time. I don't want you to just resort back to your democratic mind. I'm just. I don't want you to, resort back to not being disciplined, not being able to grasp it, and that it didn't stick. And that's important. This is hello.
Hey, what's going on, Professor? It's Coop from Chicago.
What up?
I was calling in and share the men who were murdered, or actually not, were executed in overseas in World War I.
Who is it?
From Chicago.
Coop?
Yes, Coop from Chicago.
Oh, okay. What happened?
Yeah, so the 55 black soldiers. Hold on a second, please.
We get to him. He'll come on when you're ready.
Yes, hello?
Yeah, you good.
All right, so the 55 black soldiers who were executed overseas.
Okay.
Hello, you still there?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm here. What up?
All right, so 55 soldiers were executed overseas in World War I and World War II. And they were executed by the U.S. military, and all of their convictions were wrongful convictions for rape and or assault against English civilians. Yes, hello?
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. My man. See what I say? You got to put that together yourself and call in with all of your thought process. See, I don't want my students, you hear me, classroom, sounding like that on the phone. That's a person that just read something and seen it and said, I'm going to say this in class to sound smart. Now, I've asked them anything. Many of them. It's going to sound just exactly the same. This one and that one. And I need you to study it in your own time. Don't be first to call it in. Be first to study it before somebody steal your information and make a collage and make your illustration look like child's play. That's what I'm trying to save y'all from. I'm trying to save you from that. We talked about this. You really didn't know World War I. And you said World War II. So World War II. World War II. 55 man. Again, we was talking. That goes back to the Emmett Till situation. That's not what we're talking about right now. Again, we can talk about it, but that's not what we was on. So when you do call in about these little matters that y'all having, make sure you do as much diligent information researching, or somebody can just include that into their work or into their presentation. Because I'm saying that's already included into what we saying.
Unknown caller.
People dying. World War II. Who were they? What year was this? Who ordered them? You know what I'm saying? So you might want to do more research. Coffee and Kush TV, you on the air? What up?
My bad, Professor. It's Coop again. My dog was tripping on.
I know. I heard him.
I apologize for that.
Go ahead.
But all right. So out of the 55 that were executed in World War II, I have World War I data as well, but I have to talk about the World War II stuff before I get to that one.
Okay.
All right. So out of the 55, 25 were put to death for rape. 22 were executed for murder. And the other 8 were for other disciplinary reasons I couldn't find out, but it's either, rape or murder. But in addition to that 55, there were other 19 executions in England, 2 by gunfire and the rest were by hanging. And the executioner was a man by the name of Albert Pierrepoint. He was the official hangman that was brought on by the military because of his skills with a noose.
So the military was the ones executing, and when you looking at stuff like that, they were the ones using these nooses. Go ahead.
Right. Now, out of all of these wrongful convictions, everything was against English civilians, and it was all overseas.
And it was
the only ones that
courts. Was it American courts that was convicted him? Because I know Emmett Till's father was done like that. Even when French authorities, I heard French authorities even denied to take the case because the female said it wasn't that person. But it seemed like they was doing that a lot. Go ahead. So you said it was all English. You mean white folk?
Yeah, it was the English civilians, the white civilians. What
year was this?
This is in 1940 to 1945.
Okay. So while they was overseas, they was accused of the R word and murder, and they was executed over there. What about World War I?
And see, now World War I, the amount of people executed, they didn't have a number for that. But the interesting thing about the World War I deaths is that they all occurred after World War I in the United States.
So it happened when they came back.
Yeah, and these were all soldiers. Now, one of the interesting cases was a Sergeant Major John Green. He had got into a verbal altercation with a white man driving a bus, and they executed him on the spot, like 3 bullets in the head. But I was like, that's a bit extreme. This is a military hit, because usually they just beat somebody up. You shot this man 3 times.
I mean, Derek posted that. What's the name about those riots?
About which riots? I think I missed that one.
Well, he posted the one about the Houston thing, and then
So
not only that, but it was a lot of riots going on where that was taking place at that time, even in the early 1900s. Go ahead.
Right. So what Derek posted about all the riots, in 1917 in Houston, they killed like a whole platoon of black soldiers.
Really?
For participating in the riot. But I was like, why? No, it sounded like these dudes was trying to stop something from happening.
Why you say that? So you
Because they said,
you telling me they murdered a whole platoon of soldiers in America after they got back?
no, they didn't. This wasn't after they got back. I don't even think
World War I.
Yeah, so yeah, this is World War I, and this is a whole platoon of soldiers that were convicted of mutiny in Houston, and it was only because of their participation. But it said that it was because of the racism and the Jim Crow type treatment that they were receiving in Houston. But one of the reports said that the reasons for the lynchings or any trouble that they faced were because of relations with white women or refusal to remove uniform. So it sounds like these dudes, whenever they was walking around minding their own business,
to remove uniform from what?
From themselves. Like they'll be approached and then they'll tell them to take off their uniform. So I'm guessing that this uniform that they wore wasn't just the U.S. Army uniform, but this is the sovereign uniform, the same one that the Hellfighters was wearing. So I'm guessing they told them to take off their titles, and the brothers refused, and this is where all the problems ensued.
You mean like when you watch YouTube and these soldiers go around messing with these?
Yeah, like stolen valor. Stolen valor.
The black soldiers didn't fight for America in World War I. So them walking around
they fought for the French.
Will be French, and they would and they would say, "I fought for this nation." Okay, I got you.
Yeah, so they was probably telling them, "Hey, this is out of regs, or you can't wear that memorabilia here because you didn't earn it from." They was probably walking around wearing bronze stars, medals of honor, silver stars.
Silver stars. They was accommodated with the most silver stars by the French. They wasn't really decorated by the Americans when they got back. They received a lot of.
No, they wasn't really decorated at all.
You're right, until the Obama thing, from what I hear. But so, you ever notice pre-World War I, this wasn't going on?
What wasn't going on pre-World War I?
Wilmington. After Wilmington, so-called Wilmington, which I think is a part of all of this.
All the riots. You talking about the riots?
Yeah.
All the fuss and commotion. Yeah, I noticed that.
I've heard exactly. So I've heard that before they left, they did not experience none of this hate shit when they got back. They've experienced full-blown Nazism, Jim Crow when they got back.
Yeah, absolutely. And when I was looking into the deaths, let me see. There were 16.
Always crazy to me. Go ahead.
Yeah, so it's 16 total lynchings after World War I. That first dude I mentioned, the Sergeant Major John Green, that's the highest level an enlisted member can reach in the Army. So that's not just any old soldier. That's a shot caller. But I was looking at the 16 people that were killed, that were reported. Their names are all like American names, like Green, Johnston, Little, Arthur. This is a plotted assassination of a specific list of names.
What?
Hello?
Yeah, I was just in time, but you said that you think they were targeted because of what? Their names are.
Yeah, I think they were targeted for their names, and not just their names, but I think these people who were killed, they owned things, yeah, and they were representing stuff as well.
You think they represented a sovereign unit? That I heard you mention that before, like the sovereignty or something like that.
No, not only sovereignty, but possibly the land as well, like land ownership. I think these people own a lot of land as well.
Yeah, because I mean, World War I, you dealing, and the ones that were sent off was National Guardsmen, sons of the National Guard.
Right, and you see, and that's another interesting part, because it says here 160,000 blacks passed through England en route to the European theater. I was like, 160,000. That is a lot. That's a lot of
100 and what?
160,000 Negroes
Did what?
passed through England. They passed through England en route to the European theater.
Where's the European theater?
So that's just how many. That's World War I. That's just how many went to war.
Where's? All right, go ahead. You can finish talking. Let me do a little research myself. Go ahead.
That was like a small clip note I had on the numbers. The rest of the information I have is about the executioners.
Hold up. You said what was the what you call that theater? The what?
The European theater. So that's the battlefield of the Central Powers versus the Allied nations.
So what was it? What is the European theater?
That's the battlefield. So
the main theater of combat during World War II. So, all right. Okay, so that's the whole.
But it's not just World War II. Like you said, it's just one. It's one big war.
Yeah, that's what that's great.
I don't know why they keep doing that on Google. You type something in, and they want to take you because this is where they were just fighting for this one, like that. But they were in Europe for both wars.
Right.
Why do we keep switching? But yeah, the rest of the information I had was on the executioner, the man Albert Pierrepoint. When I looked him up, his picture came up, and he instantly looked like one of them people out of the World Fair videos. But I digress. That's something else. The Pierrepoint was an English hangman that they brought on because of his skills with the noose. It said that he executed 435 and 600 people in a 25-year career that ended in 1956.
Oh my goodness! Remember the people at the catacombs looked like they was hung or something, like they was.
Yeah, hey, that's the first thing I thought of. That's why I was like, I'm coming back to this dude. I'm coming back to this guy. Hold on, I'm gonna just take some separate notes, and we're gonna be right back to you, sir. Don't go nowhere.
Yeah, that's kind of odd. I'm like, wait a minute, man. That shit look.
Yeah, and when you look at his face, he got one of them scars on his face, like he grew up sword fighting or something, just like the Nazis. I'm like, they really think they smart. Yeah.
Shit.
But that's not only is he has a facial scar, he looked like one of the dudes from the World's Fair picture. Because I started to notice they all look alike. Woodrow Wilson looked like the dude who pioneered special effects and filming for Hollywood. J. Edgar Hoover looked like this guy. Charlie Chaplin looked like Hitler. Like, they all the same people. That's why I was like, I gotta find out who this is.
I saw Woodrow Wilson. I saw a picture of him with a mustache. He looked just like Theodore Roosevelt. He got the glasses. I said, this is some bullshit. I'm going back looking at these presidents, and I said, I got to show the people how this manipulation work. You feel me, Coop? From pictures when you're going back researching presidents and things like this to how multimedia was working and what these people actually represented, the kings and queens of media manipulation, so they was real big on trickery and cut film, and as we learning now, a lot of these old footages was just propaganda videos, and people can tell. They've been text messaging me. They can tell the difference in video. It's crazy.
And they all actors, and it's frustrating. It's frustrating because you get drilled on this stuff coming up, and when you go off to college or military service, they drill you on the same stuff over and over and over again. Like, we went to this battle, we were at this battle, and you need to be thankful for all those people that died in Normandy. And now you finding out that's not even how all this stuff went down.
Like I said, I can't even play video games the same no more. I'm just wigging out. I'm looking at the video game of me invading Germany. I'm like, nah, this fucking bullshit. Fucking bullshit. Fucking invasion and all type of things going on. So my whole system of how history was working had to just embrace that. Okay, that's the history. Let's test this here, and it just seeming like, damn, when the conspiracy is more real than the so-called real history.
Yeah. Like I was telling my mom the other day, I was like, you can't even believe anything any of these people say anymore when they come on TV. She was trying to tell me something about Kamala Harris. I was just like, no, just stop with everything. I can't. I was like, I cannot listen to this anymore. I'm trying to figure out what the hell happened 60 years ago. You trying to tell me about something this woman is saying?
Oh my goodness, my man said I cannot stop right now. Damn it, I just can't do it no more. And that's how I've been. It's just like, you get to a point where, this is very important. This is the inception of what you would call the American dream or something like that. And to find out,
yeah,
shit.
This the real war. Like, this the real Cold War that everybody is caught up in. It's the one big conflict. And it's really the only thing that matters when you want to, talk about what's going on in the state of the world. It all comes back to right here. This is the foundation, the problem.
The root of the problem is after Wilmington.
Yeah.
After they took the South. Have you been doing any research on these floods?
Not as much as everyone else. I just noticed that every time there's a fire, there's a flood right behind it.
Like, give me an instance. Maybe they can use this bit of information. Like what? Whenever there's a fire and then there was a flood. Give me an example. When was that?
Right after the Chicago fire, there was a flood of, I think the Chicago River flooded.
Okay.
I would have to do a little bit more research, but I'm certain.
I got you.
I'm certain that fire, that flood occurred, if not at the same time as that fire, right after it.
Let me ask you a question since you're on the phone. It's hard to get people to call in because I'm strict. Did you know I said I'm gonna be strict as hell this year? I'm gonna see who survived. Did you notice toy soldiers and all of this propaganda? When you go back and watch these videos, did you notice anything weird like inflation tanks? And this may have been just great sound quality studio rooms back in the day. Go ahead.
Only thing weird that I noticed was like the soldiers that supposedly in Germany after World War II, but it looked like they standing in the middle of Times Square, and they all got on the wrong uniform. Like, they got on uniform from every conflict. It's a cavalry officer from the South.
Hold up.
Standing next to.
Hold up. I was just watching something. I actually got it on the screen actually, and this is supposedly in the 1930s or something. This film, and it's just a fucking cavalry dude in a French or fucking British like. I'm like, what? These are two different time zones. One of these is like
that's just the tip of the iceberg.
War, and then his other guys are World War II. What the fuck is going on?
No, Professor. I about spit out my damn orange juice when you put that video up, and I saw that Civil War cavalry officer standing next to the dude in the big red one World War II, uniform. And he's standing right next to a dude who got on like full Vietnam era garb. And I'm like, what is happening? How did I not catch this? And I think of myself as a smart dude, so I'm like, I should have saw this out of all the years, all the movies, all the time spent in service, all the schoolwork. Nobody noticed that all these people, this is a whole musical.
You know what's funny about this? I all this started because I put up that fucking picture of them, the World Fairs of where the Indians came from, the story of the Indians and the tribe.
Oh yeah, you shouldn't have did that.
Yeah, and then and then we find out that everything was going on at the World Fairs. They're fucking reenacting war scenes, okay, with fucking inflatables. They're fucking propping this shit up like it's fucking war. They're indoctrinating fucking Nazism into white people. They're trafficking foreign babies from all over the racist globe, and it's just like, what the fuck? It
was all meant to destabilize us.
It was all meant to destabilize the American people who was here owning things. You're like, what? That's why Trump said, no, y'all really built this nation. No, everybody else took part, but y'all really. He said, y'all.
No, when we was talking about how the natives got over here, I kept saying over and over again, everybody was like, they crossed the land bridge. They crossed the land bridge. I'm like, nothing was able to cross that. Like, does anybody watch the Discovery Channel? You ever watch the Discovery Channel? And you see like
nothing was able to cross what?
Nothing was able to cross that land bridge.
What you mean?
According to
up north, where Alaska and shit.
Yeah, across the Bering Strait.
That was all frozen. That was real frozen.
Yeah, it was. Not only is it frozen, but at the time, because this is what the white people at the museum will tell you. And at the time,
Indians, Dane Calloway, and the rest of them tell you.
Yeah, they'll all say, yeah, our people crossed over here.
That's right.
From Russia into Alaska. But I'm like, how did y'all do that? And there was supposedly saber-toothed tigers and all types of other stuff running around.
But that was prehistoric. So saber-toothed tiger?
Right, but that's when they said them people came over here.
Oh yeah,
they came over. They came over here before. This is what I'm talking about. Professor. They said them people came over here during the Ice Age, which is prehistoric with mammoths and saber-toothed tigers and shit. There's no way you walked across that. There's no way. I would rather you just said you came from over here.
Listen, man, they said the Vikings came over here in them little ass boats across the Atlantic, wooden, rowing. They said we came across in bottom of a ship rowing across the Atlantic right after them. They said the Indians came across the Bering Strait. This shit with saber-toothed tigers, you say, in frozen economy with nothing. When you look back and you think about this and you're dissecting it by time, you're like, wait a minute. So when was the slaves? Like, where was black people? I'm talking about this fine Negro, this cold-ass inventor Negro that invented every goddamn thing. What was he doing? Y'all can't just keep saying, oh, he was a son of a slave. Oh, he was, and y'all walking around in Eskimo clothes and shoes and all bad teepee houses. I tell them all the time, bring me a nigga living inside of a goddamn teepee, and in 17, 18, 1600, they can't even do it.
And you know what? And that honestly, that's how they cut us off. Because I've been asking myself that same thing my whole life. Whenever I watch something historic, I'm like, what was the black people at during this time? Oh, you was a slave. Boom. End of discussion. You don't got nothing else to look. You don't got nothing else to look back into.
That's because
that's the end of the discussion right there.
That's why I call it Hitler's. A democracy is Hitler's fucking favorite Disney World. How could you just erase a people out of existence and then say, oh, the people who was in niggas, they were slaves. They came and helped a lot. Or they were brought on the boats and we freed them in 1870. And then you find out it was a whole Negro towns already developed when they got here through Ellis Island. Even developed. Where they get these names from, sir? Talk to my audience. Where the fuck they get these names from, Coop?
They got them names from the people that was already here.
That's Yugoslavian or Russian end up with an English perfect name. How do you end up with? How does,
I mean, for the price of $5, you can get the American dream.
For how much?
For $5.
What you mean by that, sir?
You can
talk to the audience who's not in class. What you mean they can get the American dream for $5 in the Truman Show?
Well, if you go out there, if you go out there in this new world and you find a piece of land or something that you like, you just go to the person that owns it, take a picture with him, and as soon as y'all done taking a picture, kill him, and then bring his head to the governor or the police, or, whoever you talking to, the bank, bring his head to the bank, and they'll pay you.
Don't go to
and
the
they'll
church.
get you squared away.
Don't go to.
No, don't go there.
Don't go to the church. Go to the bank, and the federal government will give you that person land, and you can. That's now your property.
Yeah. And then you can pass it down to your children and your children's children. And then they can tell people that they came here and they built all this for nothing.
And even if they babies are orphans from orphan trains they was put on from different nations, they can still tell them kids gonna grow up thinking that they was naturalized born, and then they gonna have kids, which is now who thought that they was American the whole time when their mamas, daddies, and grandparents was orphan trained in and taken over. The Nazis won the war. Lord have mercy.
Yep. I mean, they try to tell us. They try to tell us in all types of stuff. Like everything you watch is literally there's like a swastika hidden behind the screen.
But what I'm learning is with this propaganda, because I'm learning Hitler more like a propagandist. He's more like a fucking actor. It's really like like a studio exec.
Yeah, it's like they're all studio executives.
You think allegedly?
Yeah.
So you think these guys are putting on different costumes, portraying different roles?
They masters of disguise and illusion.
So on the Western end, I can shake your hand as this one. Then if I own the Steam line, I can go over there as a new person with a beard and the glasses on and a small prosthetic and be a total different.
It's like exactly. It's like Robert Downey Jr. said in Tropic Thunder when he was like, "I'm the dude playing the dude disguised as the other dude." That's really all it is.
Who was that? Who said that?
Robert Downey Jr. in Tropic Thunder
when he was
in blackface.
So what did he say?
Yeah.
What did he say?
He said, "I'm the dude playing the dude disguised as the other dude." They was trying to get him to figure out who he was, like his actual self. But he had been so caught up in portraying all these different people, he was stuck as the black guy.
Or was it a small riddle? I'm the dude that's disguised as the other dude. That's what?
I'm the dude playing the dude disguised as the other dude.
I'm the guy playing the dude that
disguised as the other guy.
You know, we just found Napoleon.
Yeah.
And he was in blackface.
Are you talking about Alexander Dumas?
Yeah, I'm talking about Napoleon Bonaventure, whatever the goddamn name is.
Right, yeah. So I'm trying to figure out who he was dressed up as. So Napoleon is...
bro. You gotta watch the Hellfighter documentary. It's in there. It actually shows, it actually says Napoleon such and such commanded the Hellfighters when they got to France. I took a picture of him. Me and Seb been laughing at the shit this whole damn time because y'all just don't know how. So what did he say again? The nigga, he said, "I'm the guy disguised as what?"
He said, "I'm the dude playing the dude disguised as the other dude."
Playing the dude disguised as the other dude. Woo, that's some cold North African, Italy, back to not African Americans, lingo, subliminal bullshit.
It really is one of the greatest movies. It's one of the greatest movies ever made.
I was just thinking about that movie, actually. I was like, I should go back and watch what they really meant by him being in there. But
ever since I've been learning about this stuff, I've been going back and watching everything. Because it's all telling the same story. It's all telling our story. And it gets kind of irritating at times. But I'm push through.
It's sad. It's sad at times. Like,
yeah,
the fuck, they really did this. Trust me. I'm watching something right now that taught me how to flood out a whole city, and they'll never know. They'll never know what happened. Flood them out on the land as it recedes. So when we talking about this, it may go over some people's head. And they may think we just talking, but they can go back and research themselves as far as which person they want to listen to. Amanda says something in the chat room after the $5 Indian shit is Bounty Land. You heard something about that?
With what did she say?
Bounty Land.
I Bounty Land. I don't know nothing about that.
It had to be like maybe she can explain, but it had to be like when they was doing the Dawes Roll and taking the land, Manifest Destiny. Remember, they was showing these people that it was destiny, that this was their land. God gave them this.
And you know what? They forced that Manifest Destiny stuff down, like, into your brain when you were a kid, especially in the South. If anybody's ever been to school in the South, they force you to learn that part of history.
Wait.
Manifest Destiny.
If you go to the school in South as a black person, they teach you what?
That's Manifest Destiny. That's a big part of the Texas school curriculum right there.
That's white supremacy, mind control.
Yeah,
You telling
absolutely.
me that all the people in the South is indoctrinated with Manifest Destiny thought process?
Yes, that is. They have to test out of school on it.
They got a test.
That's a big part of American history. Not actual American history, the American history by McGraw-Hill and all those other people.
That's the trip when we said McGraw and them, McGee and McGraw and these motherfuckers wrote these books back at the World Fair. We're going to get more into this, but you telling me that they go through the indoctrination of whites? We all do, actually. You're just compiled that. We all go through. Us on the West Coast, we went through the Ice Cube and we all gangbanger psychology from Mr. Weinstein money. So we all went through a form of process in the indoctrination school program of white supremacist thought, and it's to hate ourselves from a younger age. And it was just destiny that your ass is from Africa, and who knows, it was all right to come over here and take anything from the Indian, which you're not included because you came from Africa on a boat, and the Indians is over there and they have stuff now because we forgiven each other as a whole. Damn.
Absolutely, and a lot of people that call themselves in the community, they help them do it. Like Oprah, all them people, like making the movies, they all part of the same army to me. Those are all Nazis.
Why you say that?
If you can make them, because if you can make a movie about Harriet Tubman or something like that, but not include that she was deputized by the Rothschilds, and you're only telling the story that they want you to tell,
that's right.
You're a part of the problem. That's
right. All this fits back into the see, the Rothschilds are the ones who came up with the educational funds and all this. So not only did they uproot you from the land, they made sure you never knew nothing, teaching you nothing about how to secure or redeem the land coming up as a child, let alone as an adult. So everybody's just a minor, especially if you black. To the Rothschild, you was educated to be a child-in-law. That's why.
Forever. That's like the little boy. Like the little boy said in Sandlot.
Yeah.
Until the end of time.
Until the end of time. Until you going to be waking up. That's the whole downfall of you overcoming the strains of this world. They did it with word and conditioning you to say you was from a monkey. See, and you don't know where you came. You came Africa on the boat. Your only history to everybody on earth is you came from the bottom of the boat. You're an African American, and when they get real mad at you, they gonna let you know you ain't even got no damn history. So shut up. You don't even know that, so it don't even faze you. But that's the worst thing you can say to somebody when they the ones who ain't got no damn history because they're assimilated themselves in yours. Go ahead, King.
Yeah, people don't even want to hear that. When I start talking about this type of history, they run, like they just quickly just take off. Like especially if you start talking about World War II and stuff like that, they have no idea. I'm like, it's all fake. It's all 100%.
And the whole black movement of whatchamacallit running and outrunning the Nazis and what was that? Who ran and did the nigga thing at the Nazi thing? He beat and it made white supremacists look like weak, even though they was still white supremacists after that goddamn Olympic.
Yeah, that's what I told my mom.
Black man,
she got a PhD.
That black man who they hold up in America so much, that's a German. I gotta get his name. I don't know.
Marcus Garvey is wearing the uniform. He looked like Napoleon.
Oh my goodness, you're absolutely.
As soon as you look him up and you see him, he got the whole fit on. Like he got the whole hat, he looked like he could lead the French Foreign Legion immediately if he called upon.
He got a good ride up out of here with Walter Plecker and them, who ended up dethroning you and making sure you went in as black, as no right whatsoever. Press 1. Yeah, no right whatsoever in law. None. They made sure, and to remove your last name, they made sure of that.
Fastest way to do that is war.
Fastest way to remove your name, heads of state, is war. They had a lot of that coming up, what they call the Revolutionary War, or the Civil War, World War I, and World War II. All of it was racist as shit, and all of it had to do with invading foreign nations coming together to enslave people by means of servitude or either by bonds and taking it back, and so they live in eternal, what you call that, debt bondage. Press 1 forever and ever, and then set your ass in peril with your crooked ass birth certificate. Press 1 and making the whole birth process a state of emergency. So you just all around a communistic warthog beast. Go ahead.
But hey, the second you start asking questions like that, they can put you anywhere in time inside of your mind.
That's
like
right.
You don't need a time machine to do it. As soon as you ask, well, who was here at this time in this town? Boom, they start talking about dinosaurs or something.
I promise you.
Like, oh no, you don't need to worry about that. We found Indian arrowheads down here in this creek, so that means that Indians live here. Indians live here.
And the
100 years ago
blended in with slaves, which was probably your people, but the slaves at the time was just dumb, and they didn't own nothing, and they was brought here from Africa, and about right after Columbus. What Columbus? They just start talking and throwing out shit. And if you don't know your, go ahead.
That's how the teachers used to get me as a kid. As soon as you raise your hand and you ask a question like off script, you find yourself back on topic so fast you don't even remember the question anymore.
Ma'am, sir, I've never been to Africa, and my family ain't never said nothing about it. Sir, that's because y'all don't remember such a traumatic experience of what we did to you.
I asked this girl if she could like, why haven't they recreated like this like slavery how they told us? And she was like, well, people shouldn't have to be subject to that type of treatment. I'm like, no. They haven't recreated it because the shit just not possible. You can't. You can't sail someone around on a boat stacked on top of each other in those conditions with no fresh water for more. You can't do it. And then not to mention a chain on someone's neck.
Thank you.
You can't put a vertebrae on a boat with a chain on his neck. They'd be dead. You lose 100% of your cargo.
But people who ain't never been on no boat never knew no shit like that. They just think the boat is like riding in a fucking limousine.
The ocean is the ocean is crazy. I don't know. I don't know nothing. I don't know nothing, man.
Our people lost, bro. I don't know what the fuck they be.
All you need to do is just sit and watch the Discovery Channel. These people spill the beans all day, every day. Let the British man say if you watch something about the ocean, they have impossible terrains. No human can survive this. And you're like, if ain't no human survive it, how the hell do you know what's going on?
Shit while that's going on, while they telling the story. Yeah, nobody can have like, no shit like this. All right.
But when you see how violent the ocean can get,
oh my goodness,
and you said someone sailed across that on a wooden boat.
No, you know how they show illustrations on the map when they teaching this shit? They really draw arrows that show the path. They really think it's as smooth as that arrow path going from Africa, making an arch path to fucking New York or wherever the hell. It's just made up concepts that's not making sense anymore. And the truth is seeming to it's like this pandemic we just had. And I told people when it started, this was a grab at your rights, your sovereignty. Do y'all know they did this before?
Man, they got Joe Biden dropping immigrants off in the middle of the night, and as we speak.
Do you know they did this before with the mask mandates and ran this propaganda machine back in the day with different flus like Spanish flu?
Yeah, I think it was polio. I think it was the polio epidemic and the Spanish flu when we was wearing a mask before. There ain't no telling what really happened.
We went to the asylum. Ain't no pictures of us with no damn mask. It's like we didn't even exist.
You know what? That's very true. Now that I think about it, I don't remember seeing no black people in them pictures.
I'm pissed off because I know they made the switch at North Africa, and I'm looking for us. You ain't finna fool us with no Morris World TV no more looking people. I know the difference between our people and different, what they call black nations around them. Everybody different. And we don't exist. We ain't at your World Fair. Like, what type of party is this? Did my man just call in and say, they didn't march 160,000 people off in France some goddamn where? Where they at?
They underneath France. That's right. That's a whole lot of bones.
Underneath France. What the in the catacombs? Them white folks acting like they don't know who up under there. We need some black anthropologists if that's how research bones. I don't know what they call.
That's going to be my new field of study.
Yeah, man, we need some little anthropologists and researchers because these folks, you all might be your husband done died off in France somewhere. They might have went into the theater and never came out.
You just told us Emmett Till's dad was in. I know nothing about the guy. Now come find out he got killed the same way his son died. For the same reason.
But check this out. That verifies that a lot of our brothers was getting executed overseas by our military upon these.
Yeah, places. Not even fighting.
Come on now.
You know, as a veteran, you know how pissed off I am. I'm like, I've served in combat. I've seen everything under the sun when it comes to warfare. You telling me that y'all took my people overseas and killed them before they got a chance to even see the enemy?
Oh, this was before? Might have been. We got to do our research. This is fucking insane. This is fucking insane.
Yeah, it's sad.
I know.
It really is.
I know. Damn. When you just said 150,000. That's
160,000 marched in. They went through England. They went through it into the European theater.
Damn, bro. That's just that. See, this type of information, when you say things like that, bring me to like damn. I'm getting closer and closer. We're getting closer and closer to what actually happened because we didn't even know. No, none of our people was over there fighting. We thought it was all racism and slavery type shit going on. We don't be thinking about
that dude. That guy, Albert, the executioner, Albert Pierre Point. Pierre Point sounds like a French last name. I could send it to you in the Discord.
Send it to me because fucking J.P. Morgan last name is DuPont or Pierre Point or some shit. I don't know.
Get out of here. No way.
It's a clothing store in L.A. called Pierre Point. Bro.
These people sick.
Bro, it's a clothing store in L.A., bro, in Culver City called Pierre Point, bro.
That's he said he had it.
Look, Pierre Point, DuPont. I don't give a shit what it is. It's the same. You look at this, Pierre Point. Look, I know.
They said his career ended in 1956. That's enough time to come over here on Operation Paperclip, get yourself settled down and established. Real nice
over here.
Yeah, I'm just going off with I'm just trying to give these people the benefit of the doubt. I know they full of shit. I'm just trying to
at least
go along with the book.
I feel you.
It'll go along with what the book says. I'm gonna play along, even though it's full of plot holes.
Just go ahead. Yeah. You right. Oh my God.
Yeah, he could have got himself established 1956. Yeah, that's plenty of time. So if you was here in 1956 and your career was 25 years, that means you was over there in between. You was over there in between the wars. You might even have been over there for both of them, and you killed 600 people in 25 years.
Let me tell you something. Let me read this to what Todd posted right now. He said, "Living in dead bondage while being in time memorial." I think.
Yeah, ain't no escape from that. But all right, Professor. I'm going to get back to class. I'm gonna shoot you this. I'm gonna shoot you this picture real quick.
Thank you, brother. Ain't no escape from dead bondage and bucket. Woo, nigga, that's a cold. See, Todd? See, dead bondage. What? While being in time memorial, these niggas will never be free. We gonna make they their history, and then we gonna claim that our people are British royalty. I don't believe these people had one bit. These little names they got, French, Italian, they all the same. They all speak the same language. Facts. Especially at that time, you couldn't tell no difference between them people at all. When let me see, especially the bottom of the boat. Ain't that right, Todd? How you gonna live in time immemorial? How you gonna live in time immemorial and be in debt bondage, fam? And then to put the cap on, your ass is entertained by rappers and foreigners all day and claim they the Illuminati. Claim they here to destroy you. Claim, oh my goodness. Did y'all hear Tasha K's? Oh, I often talk about that on the Urban Conservative. It hurt. Letter to the how media out here trying $4 billion. We'll get to that. I'm saying though, you would never get out of that. You would never wishing, oh, I'm gonna get out of debt, and then, oh, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna plan while I'm in debt. That's a fucking banker's dream. You're gonna plan while in debt. What are you gonna plan to do? What are you gonna do? You better plan to pay that money, be on time. That's about it. And then they have plausible deniability. Todd, at the very least, that's why I said there is no plausible deniability at Cairo University. I'm not allowing people to come in with a thought process of giving people plausible deniability. But what if, and then this one, no. Be ready to stick it to them. Be ready to stick it to them. You know, if you've been researching, research. Bring it to the airwaves. Don't give it to me. I got my own research dealing with cinema, mind control, World War II, fake tanks, catacombs. I'm all in this shit. And I can't carry on your issue. I can't get random texts from where you at. You got to look at it from my perspective. You feel me, Coop? If I'm studying hard on my shit, and then you alert me on some shit about 2 days ago, I'm gone already. I'm already gone. I'm not looking back. That's agitated. What the fuck is that? We said that yesterday. I'm cool. They'll just label you a conspiracy theorist. That's why you have to be a historian, Todd, and not a conspiracy theorist. See, when you're not a historian, you start thinking you one of these federally recognized, press one. I didn't know, but you start thinking you federally recognized, and they need to give you a mandate, like Dan Calloway, his Niji people. He say, and Janine say, I'm Hawaiian Pacific Islander, press one. Black as hell. Islander as well. Haitian as hell, press one. I'm from, press one. I'll have to find a loophole to get more money from the government. Fuck that. That's what I said. A lot of immigrants, especially black folk, playing off the government more than people who really need the government. And y'all need to stop saying we. There ain't no we. To each every individual. That's you. That's you over there. Thinking we gonna get out of bondage without separating ourselves from racist people. Not gonna get anywhere. Big Booper. With a name like Big Booper, we not taking you serious on your work. Tell us how. Thinking you gonna get out of bondage. Explain that. You wrote a whole sentence for what? Booper. Explain yourself. 424-209. You thinking anybody gives a shit about what you saying in my chat room? It don't matter. It don't matter. Because you're not the teacher unless you're calling in, making your voice known like a real man, big booper. Don't be a chatter. Okay? The people who are chatting that I do allow, they've been with the roll a very long time. Don't get yourself blocked for no reason. See, see, for no reason. See? You don't, what type of bondage are you in? And how are you going to separate yourself from what? From racist people and not going to get anywhere? I need to know, who are you? Who are you? What is your foundation? What are you thinking about? What's on your mind, player? The main people be hollering people racist, be the racist ones. Walking up to my Black Lives Matter. Fuck your store. I'ma destroy my community. So I need to know which side of this pie your ass is on. You feel me, booper? But I do want to show somebody this, because I did mention it is in my title. Toy soldiers. Press 1. It is in my title. And I was going and I was researching this, right? And I was watching something and it just had me crack up laughing, because I sent this to my man Said and said, man, these is toys. These is motherfucking toys. And press 1, like Plies would say. These are motherfucking toys. And I said, wait a minute. This what got me looking on the toys, because I said, I know I grew up playing with toys. I wasn't like none of y'all. I didn't listen, Democrats. My father was in my life. I got things. Press 1. I got my toys for Christmas. Press 1. I know what an RC car is. Press 1. I know what remote controls and shit look like, bro. Press 1. I'm not in bro. Always had the best remote control cars from goddamn Radio Shack. Stop it. And this is a army man at the top with a bunch of those $8 fucking army toys stacked up around. Press 1. And I'm watching this shit. Big blowing, right? 2 in the morning type shit. Studying hard. And this shit passed my screen, right? And I was just now nodding on. And I was just about to, and that motherfucker speeded past. What the fuck was that? I had to rewind it. I had to wake up. No, they didn't. And boom. Was that a fucking toy that just passed my eye? You know, you be half asleep. You don't know. You be half asleep. I said, hold up. Let me replay this. So I bought this for my class to see. Like, this is what they do. It's all about the propaganda. Now watch how it played, though. This is all I want y'all to see. Watch how this shit played.
The decision came to Adolf Hitler, and the dictator opted to bet all of his armored forces and put together a decisive offensive at Kursk.
You seen that? Now, it's don't even pay attention to this shit. Now, you saw that, right? Now, it's real fast. So, I'm this shit sad. But I'm going to replay it, right? It's after Hitler is making his grand.
The decision came to Adolf Hitler, and the dictator opted to bet all of his armored forces and put together a
I'm going to replay it one more time, family, just so y'all get it. Okay, I ain't got time. I showed y'all some other shit that was remote control. I can't believe that our history has been put in the way of gimmick. Now listen, look at this. I put it in slow motion so y'all can see. This ain't real, G. This ain't real, G. This ain't real. I didn't know they was making whole scale fucking military draw boards and fields of nothingness. Then I said, wait a minute. Why everybody just stiff? But I'm starting to realize a lot of what's being played is what? Media manipulation to tell the story of what? tell the story of what people think is a war or whatever's going on over there. And because we never researched the French War in America, we don't even think to research. The only people who look like our presidents are the French. I just want y'all to know. The French look like George Washington, all your presidents with them weak ass ponytails, and then the presidents turn into fucking Truman and these motherfuckers. Woodrow Wilson, fat ass Grover Cleveland, and fat ass press one, Taft, press one, and a bunch of them look the same. They all look the same. They all look like J.P. Morgan, all of them. Now I'm realizing that it's a bank. I'm like, oh, fucking bankers. Oh, okay. Here it is. These are these people. That's what made me research this shit, start to research and have fun while doing it. Because I just find it interesting that not only am I saying history, but I'm showing you history could have been a bamboozled mistake, a federal plotted foreign entity corporate bank plot. It ain't got to be that. The Rothschild or the Rockefellers are the ones who came up with your school. Think about it. The Rockefellers are the banksters. When they tell you George Washington ain't this, is this. Abraham Lincoln ain't this, is this. All of them look like all the founding fathers from Europe that was at the World Fair, though. All of them. Ain't no such thing as no damn Benjamin Franklin in Europe at the time. And you know it. Wouldn't they? I don't understand what you mean. Call it in or get blocked. I don't know what you mean. Don't ask me questions. All of the men posed in the same manner. Two men and the one. Look at them, bro. Look, they all in the same manner, bro. All of them, bro. Even the one riding by. All of them. All of them. I don't want these people coming in and changing my narrative. Let me change my own narrative. Don't even do it. Just participate, calling in about what you're noticing about World War I, maybe II. You know what I'm saying? The art of illusion, how trickery in the media is played. You know, I've been trying over and over again to show you guys. Wait a minute. And my man said he gonna send me a picture of Dang, it feel good to be on the computer talking on a good Sunday. Let me see. Let me see. I think Amanda, could you send me those names you got from those all those soldiers that went to war? Now check this out. I bet y'all didn't know this. Why all that is shit going on? Because I'm starting to realize y'all little history was rewritten by the Rockefellers. That's who raised America. Okay, the damn Rockefellers. That's who all y'all got the textbook study from. Who funded it? The Rockefellers. Rockefeller will alter history and change it up, make it look like they lost the war over there, or they can sit back and kick their feet up and make money off your trust funds for the rest of their children's children line. I ain't gonna lie to you. So I want to show you something. A lot of this don't get talked about on the internet, and that's what I'm gonna start doing. Just going doing quick drive-bys on the internet, getting ready for the Urban Conservative and do my shows, and I'm out. You know, you get better at what we do. But while we're in class, make sure you're gonna be there, because once it started, ain't no going back. Check this out. Remember we were talking about those glaciers up in Oregon? Look at this. Bombs fall on Oregon. Japanese attack. Now check this out, y'all. Did y'all know that the Japanese attacked America, so-called America, back in the day? Nope. They said they had a flood in Oregon and Washington, but their submarines off of Washington shooting off missiles, shooting bombs, and then there's major floods on the West Coast. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I'm just uncovering the massacres that went on here by all these nations while excluding you, yet becoming you in your own nation. That's all. Let them know we watching them too. And their subgroups who's pretending to be us. Let me see here. Bomb falls on Oregon. Japanese attacks on a state. Racism and public pressure played on key roles on decisions to remove people of Japanese descent from the West Coast. But officials weighed other factors as well. The threat of Japanese attack convinced leaders to designate a broad fourth territory along the Pacific coast as. So you should already see the West Coast wasn't even protected. Even though we had a military, National Guard. Coffee and Kush TV, you on the air, what up?
Hey, how you doing today, Professor? This is D. Man, I just have a opinion on why we aren't being shown in the videos and stuff. You know, since they controlling the narrative, it would be smart to not show us and place themselves how they want to place themselves first. So then when they do get around to talking about us, they could talk about us like how they do in good times and subservient roles, to where now since they placed us, now they got us placed, now they can sit here and control how we are looked. And then since they took our history, you know, nobody know nothing. You know, we can place a history for them, and then we can start from that point slavery, and then we can place them in subservient roles where now that's how they see themselves. You know what I mean?
As
and
the perceived role they gave them. So you said they see themselves as the perceived roles they were given in the early 1900s and fed us the same.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay, I got you.
Yes, sir. And then, like in every movie, we always see them as leaders or the ones who get the girl. You know, that's how they made it. You know, It's the movie I seen. I can't remember. It was like the white dude got the fine black girl, but the black dude wasn't even trying to get at her. I'm like, man, I don't know no brother like that. I would have been trying to get with her, not the white dude. Like that's just weird to me. But I'm just saying, the people that write these movies, that's how they put themselves. They making it like that. Everything they show is them as the winner or the leader.
So you would say, so you can say as a brother in America that you're in a white supremacist, democratic, Nazi-ran society.
1,000%.
Gotcha.
That's why I fuck with you, Kev, because you sit here, man, look, I'm able to put it together because you sitting here telling me some other stuff, and I'm like, hey, wait a minute, that makes sense, because all this other stuff I be questioning, and then I get this answer, and then it's like, hold on, man, let me put this in here, let's interject this, let's see what this is. Yeah, that's work, because they manipulative.
Yes.
You know, I know they manipulative, so, I mean, it only sounds, when I look at Good Time, JJ, they had a couple times to make it up, and it was always something that happened. Nah, y'all ain't gonna win. Nah, y'all can't get this time. You know, it was like, wait a minute, it's written in that way for set us up for failure. It's like that in real life too.
It's like you get so close to something, then for it to be easily taken away from you. And this society,
they change the game. They move the goalposts
every time. Even when as a black man coming up in the world, and it's so easily to knock a nigga down.
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
And now they got us to knock each other down, and then looking at each other sideways, and then we don't look at them sideways, you know. Because I ain't saying we. I don't mean that. I ain't French.
I know what you mean.
Like
I know what you mean.
I be going ahead. I be going at them hard. Like they don't like a strong brother with a mindset. They like that brother who come in tap dancing, or he loud, or he talk about rap shit all the time, or he got bodies, or he making up, or he got a gun.
Yeah.
And you come in with some sense, like they don't know. Brother might have done all this stuff, but you don't even know all that.
That's
I'm gonna sit here and come at you on here this other way.
Nobody. It's very few people who like to converse with a black man with knowledge and wisdom and sense. You know.
Oh my goodness.
And it's
hard. That's why when you do find, I'm sorry.
I said, and it's intimidating to a lot of people. So go ahead.
Oh yeah, very intimidating. It's crazy how, man, I'll be wanting to be 100 with people, but it seems like they don't really want that. Like a female be like, I want a real nigga, but then when that real nigga come with some real shit,
I don't even know what
she's
that
like, hold up.
I don't even know what that means.
I don't either.
No.
I don't either. You right.
I don't even know what that means, bro.
You right. Right.
You won't.
Amen. You right. And that was just for a lack of a better term.
I know, but I know what you mean too. You know what I'm saying? Like a female sense like that, like a real, like, oh, so. Yeah, that's the first. Yeah, like I'm not into that because with your perception of what real is already, and I'm tired of following women like around and going after women who mindsets are stuck in a world where I've outgrown. So, so I hope y'all find them in a world full of whatever that is, you know. But you know,
real spill. But like I was saying, like I was to get back to the point though, because when you was like, where the black people at? Where are we at in these things? And I watch a lot of black and white movies, right? I like watching black and white movies just to see where the brother gonna come up with. What role they play in this thing? Like, what they trying to tell me without telling me?
Yes.
Amen. Thank you for the call, brother. And that's what I want to chime in. Be the billionaire. I love for you always. And I ain't going nowhere. Shout out to the road. Shout out to the class.
Don't go nowhere. Stay here the whole semester. Thank you, King. My man. Mr. Billionaire in the building. So, yeah, I don't want to talk too much about them tearing you down rather than the information being fed. I don't want to get into these, what's your name? Selfish Aries? You gone. I don't even want to talk about that. You feel me? Don't try to come in here, Puff Daddy Yo conversation, and bogart my chat room. I'm going to block you. You know, I don't know who you are. Selfish Aries is your name. I don't even want nothing to do with you. Press one. Selfish Aries. Get up out of here. I don't even like that type of name. That's crazy. But Sid says that's how subversion works. Press one. The Communist Manifesto, USSR is America. Let me let you know. These people know what these shots do. And now it's going to come out that it's having negative effects on children and black people. Now listen to me. They're not even pushing that shit no more because the news is coming out. But they knew it was affecting old people, homeless. Look at the homeless stacking up to get shots for $100 damn. That's the same thing they was doing back in the day. This is the same thing they was doing back in the day, family. Y'all think it's new because y'all don't know history. Y'all listening to YouTubers talk about history don't matter. History matters. How you gonna know where they trying to take you if you don't know who they are or where you been? Press one. Press one. Here you go right here. I'm always got some type of truth around here. I realize people don't want to think. And then y'all say they do this or they keep us down. No, you don't speak up enough. Too many niggas just sit back and just think, niggas just think life is handed to them. These wars was won off of propaganda, and y'all sitting around, how we free? How we are? You don't want to be. That's why. You don't want, y'all niggas want to be friends. Y'all don't want to think. You don't want to think for self. You want to be the one with the right answer. Fuck the right answer right now. Just open your mind that your history was written and given to you by the Rockefellers. Just know that. And who they are. Oh, you know, it ain't just them. It's your pro-white supremacist attitude, black man, Hebrew. It's your white supremacists that got you in the mindset. They white supremacists, you can see from a mile away. It's in the language, it's in the deed. But yours, you just want to hurt each other. Just think about it. All your rap music gonna get you killed or thrown in prison. There is no more love your girl. Let's get married. I just want to get married. No more of that shit. They removed your enemy. Got your
Unknown
entertainers. Shut up. Don't rap about that. They like violent because they savages. And Ice Cube, when you make these movies, you better make them like Weinstein told you to make them. See, these are the enemies right here. Coffee and Kush TV. You're on the air. Hold on, let me put you on the whatchamacallit. My bad. Hold up. My bad. Y'all people, you can't be afraid to stand up. Y'all, you can't be afraid to speak truth. If you scared of just speaking truth, what type of man, you don't even want to speak truth. You just following too. I'm a person, you can tell. I'm in World War I and II right now. Ain't nobody in World War, ain't no black people on the internet in World War I and II. Ain't nobody here trying to figure out what year the Civil War or the Revolutionary War and how much year after that there was a name. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody doing that. Our people caught up in entertainment. That's cool, but this first. What you think the urban conservative? That's cool, but this first. Press one. That's cool. Tasha K talking shit in the internet, getting that corporate money, whatever it is.
Unknown caller.
That's cool. Ain't none of that shit mean nothing without your history. That's all I'm saying. Y'all ain't fooling me this time. Coffee and Kush TV, Baltimore in the building. What up?
What's up, Mr. Gill? Apologize for that. I don't know how to follow this. Like I said, doing my research, I found out when they took on the name white, as far as being a white race. You know, they was called Caucasians at first. So they took the Caucasus off and they run it with Asians. That whole part of the earth, that whole cross the seas, they Asian.
We know.
And they took all our names. They took all our names once they conquered us and divided them amongst each other to go by these names. And I'm doing my research, and I'm looking about families' names that I know. All of them was migrating to Ireland around the same exact time.
Yeah.
And then if you look at the names that was migrating to the United States, they ain't their names. They are the names of our ancestors.
Who ancestors? Where did they get the names from? But go ahead. That's all. I just wanted to say that to the audience. But go ahead. You can finish. Something clicked. What happened?
Now, we had a discussion a few shows ago about the Titanic when you had the pictures of the bones up, and I'm thinking they dispersed everybody to all the lands, as far as different parts of the land, and they had them military. I pictured it. They had them under military. They moved them, dispersed them all across the land, took their names, took whatever they had, and put their kings in place, and then higgity. And I believe we had the technology as well, but we taught them.
But go ahead.
We taught them how to use the technology. And I believe, no, it's not I believe, this is facts, Cab, because all this stuff is right before us now. It's not like we are speaking on speculation. No, these things are before us now. It's about using common sense. And when I read the Bible now, I'm pitching America now. I'm not pitching over in a foreign land. I'm pitching here in America. Then I was reading in the book of Kings about King David.
Come on.
And he didn't have the Israelites protecting him. He had foreigners protecting him. This is written in the Bible. He had foreigners protecting him. He had foreigners as his military. So that let me know right there that this been going on, that they have been in our presence, but they was humble. They wasn't coming at us. And now that I knew that they added time on to what was going on, is that these events in the Bible, I believe that, now isn't that a belief? This is a fact. The story of Jesus go back to the Old Testament. That story of Jesus is not a New Testament. That is an Old Testament thing that was recorded about an individual that was on this earth committing these miracles and everything and freeing his people. And that's when we were once free. And what we do, we went back to partying and BSing, and we fell asleep again, and that's when we got attacked, I believe. They said this kingdom over here was at its highest peak. So why would it go back to dark ages if it was at its highest peak? It's supposed to keep reaching to the level that God sent his peoples to do. Then they start the progress of what God sent us to do. And we laying down on that. That part right there is mind-boggling. Why people are laying down that they know the truth.
They don't know
my
the truth.
point is,
they don't know the truth.
I'm speaking of those that, I ain't speaking of the ones that is blind to the fact. I'm speaking of those that do know, Cab. And guess what? They won't join forces with a guy like you to bring truth to the world. It's a lot of people that is privileged to information like firsthand. Like, you did a lot of seeking and put us on with some things that we didn't have understanding of, and you gave us that understanding. You know how many people I believe out here that got this type of information and just holding on to it just to try to benefit themselves, but God ain't allowed them to benefit themselves. They just still stubborn enough just to sit on this information. Because when I talk to older people, and I'm getting somewhere with this as far as the Moses thing and everything, because when I talk to older people, and when I get into this conversation now, they know a lot about this. A lot of older people know how the fall happened and everything, and I believe that the shame that was within them kept them from telling us what's really going on over here in our land.
You may. I
believe the hurt that they let these people do this stop them from telling us the truth. And the reason why I said this, Cam, because when I go back into the book of Egypt, in the book of Exodus with Moses, who the ones was doing all the things in the wilderness? It was the older generation. They were selfish. They was all about getting that little money. They weren't worrying about being free. They told Moses, you might well left us over there with Pharaoh. Because we up here in this wilderness and ain't nothing popping. But the truth of the matter is...
we was having a blast over there.
Yeah, that's what they were. But they didn't understand that God had to get them in an area to cleanse them from all the things, the false idol worship and everything that they was doing. They had to be cleansed. So they had to have a desert. God put them in a designated area where they could be cleansed so they can get back to know their self. Know thyself. So you can know thy God. But what happened was they were so hooked up in that old world that they was in, which was not but deception, to continue to have them in slavery, like you say now, that bondage. Because that's all it was back then. And here you got the older people complaining. God allowed them to wither away. That's what I think going on now with this corona. God allowed a lot of things to happen to get rid of these people that ain't trying to do nothing. And He's going to raise up the one. What happened to the younger generation? their shoes never wore off their feet. And that was a statement that God saying that I got you. But we can't go in with that mindset that I want to be like the Pharaoh or however they had it, of the one that was enslaving them. Because we can't have that mindset anymore. We got to get that up. We got to get. I swear, I said we got to give up the selfish mentality.
What makes you,
that was really holding us back?
What makes you say Jesus was of the Old Testament?
Because I really believe he was because he was still speaking of the old prophets. So when you get it to me, my understanding is the New Testament really starts with Acts. It starts with Acts, and that's when I believe the New Testament is presented. And I think they just took the 4 books of Jesus and added it on as the New Testament. But I believe Jesus still said he didn't come to do away with the law. He come to fulfill the law. So the law deals with the Old Testament. The New Testament is dealing with you're free from the law, which is a deception.
Why would the New Testament be free from the law? Why would you say that?
Because that's what they presented. That's what they presented to us, Ken.
But Jesus is
Jesus Christ, you're no longer.
But Jesus is in the New Testament.
Jesus, that's my whole point, Ken. They took the stories of Jesus, the testaments of Jesus, and present them as the New Testament. But what I'm saying is the Old Testament, with all the prophets, Jesus come to seal the prophets. So I believe in the old. That's in the old, as far as they call the Old Testament.
But you said they.
Go ahead.
But he is of the New Testament.
See, that's what they said. That's where they tricked us at, Ken.
Why would
people can live freely?
Why would they trick us? The book isn't about living free.
Because that's how you get disconnected from God.
What I'm saying is, where does it say don't obey the law in the New Testament? Where is it not encouraged to obey the law?
That when we get to Acts and Paul, they said you're no longer under the law. That's my point I was making, Ken. I'm glad you said it like that.
Paul said that?
Yes, you're no longer under the law. You under grace. You under grace. That's what they say. You under grace. You no longer under law. You under grace.
But what did Jesus say?
Jesus said he didn't come to do away with the law. That's why I say I believe Jesus is part of the Old Testament, and he's the end book to seal all the prophets. He is the end book to seal all the prophets. They split it up because the full book is basically one book. They just gave it like in many different versions of this person said this, that person said that. That's basically he say, she say. But the 4 books is basically one book. The book of John, they said, is basically the book.
That's the book.
So what I was saying is, yeah, the book. That's the major book, the book of John. So what I was saying is this, because the book of Revelation go with the book of John.
Right.
Because John is the writer of Revelation.
I was going to ask you how you felt about Revelations, because that's, I don't get caught up in like, here's the new version. I just go. So it's just like it's like World War I, World War II. I don't think when the scripture was written, it was, okay, so here's the New Testament here. That's just me, but I love this.
Yeah, and you got that's why I say the New Testament is full of what? Letters. It's not testament. It's letters. It's letters written. It's people giving their how they do their religious. What Paul was speaking of, how he presented to the Romans, the Corinthians, all these different groups of the practice. And you got to understand where Paul come from. Paul come from what? The hierarchy of the Pharisees, which was the Roman Catholic Church.
Which is why I'm saying. This is why I said. This is why I said. Who is Paul? Paul is Paul's saying that, but he's not the Christ.
No, he's not the Christ.
So you just admitted he was speaking from the Pharisees or from the perception of these folks. The Christ is saying, the law is being fulfilled. I'm fulfilling the law. I mean, I'm not doing away with the law. I'm
not doing away with it.
Right. So that's who I would listen to. I'm not listening to Paul. I'm listening to this over
here. But you know what? But you go to every church, that's where they preach it from.
Well, the church is controlled, but the church is controlled by the papacy. It's by the same folk you just named, who the preachers of Paul. That's the Catholic Church.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But
and that's
I don't follow Paul. So, I'm not a Catholic.
No, I was getting to that was the Old and New Testament, and I was saying that the Jesus version belongs to the Old Testament, and that belongs to the Old Testament because he's sealing the prophets and he's backing up everything they came with. He's backing up everything they came with, and he's telling
Paul
people.
Paul is in the New Testament too.
Yeah, Paul starts in Acts, in the book of Acts.
Oh, so you saying that's them?
That's them. That is them. To disconnect us from the Most High. Why? By saying we are under grace, that we are no longer under obedience, that we don't have to be obedient to God anymore because we are under grace. So that gives people the mindset to go out and do as they will.
But not if you're following Christ.
But that's what it's not being preached no more, Cass.
But no,
Christ ain't being preached no more.
But yes, it is. But just what I'm saying. There's people you follow, and then there's the Word of God, and there's His Messiah figure, right?
Yeah.
So, am I gonna listen to the serpent in the tree? I'm gonna listen to God. Am I gonna listen to Paul? I'm gonna listen to his son. Am I gonna listen? Jesus told Peter, "Get behind me, Satan."
Yep. You know why he told him that?
I know exactly why.
Because of the religious mindset he had. See, he had a religious. He didn't have what you call. He had the truth in front of him, which was Jesus. But in the back of his subconscious state, he was still dealing with his traditional state that the Pharisees put on him, or the false idol worship. See, he started to worship Jesus. That's why he told him, "You ain't going to the cross." He would basically tell him, "You ain't going. You ain't dying." That's what Jesus had to put him in his place. And when he said, "Get thee behind me, Satan," he was basically talking about the doctrine that he was coming from that was satanic. Because you never can stop the will of God.
Which was
the heresy, because that's where he started off with.
Remember he said, "Not one man can do this."
Not one man.
That's right. He said, he made it seem like this job was not meant for him. You know. That's why Jesus was in the garden the whole time meditating.
Yeah.
Saying for you. Now, nobody can redeem. So when Peter came with that back talk, he told him to get behind him. Say, he know what's inside of him.
That's not of God.
You're going to try to stop me from going to pay this ransom. You're going to try to stop me from getting to my destination of this cross, of where I'm going. And to be raised up. See, Peter, you don't know.
Show y'all.
You don't know, and the world gonna know who I am after I'm raised.
Yeah.
So Peter didn't even know. Nobody knew. But that was an ordained walk.
Oh, Peter did know, because he took Peter up to the mount when he transfigured. The problem was Peter was still in that fleshly state of what he'd been taught. And that's what Jesus was trying to do, unravel the teachings that his people's been taught, because they've been taught propaganda. And the thing is, that's the same way today.
That's New Testament.
Huh?
That's New Testament. Peter, New Testament?
Peter is, see, they got Peter part of the New Testament. See, that's why we call it the New Testament, but really it's, it's the Old Testament.
No, I'm telling you, it's just the book. It's just the word. You getting caught up in nothing, really. Because
no,
because Jesus
I'm not.
In the New Testament, and you saying that's why you don't believe in the New Testament, you believe in the Old Testament, which is fine.
No, I ain't say that. No, I can take some learn from that.
Is in the New Testament, so I'm trying to get why would you?
No, this is what I'm saying. This is what I was saying, Cass. I wasn't saying that I don't believe in. I'm saying how it was divided to bring upon their agenda. That's what I'm saying. They were trying to make it seem like the person that come to deliver you from your ignorance is putting you. That's how they got it starting in the book of Acts.
No,
the person
you said,
that came to.
No, you was trying to make it seem like the people in the Bible or the church or something wasn't you didn't believe in the New Testament because it got people off the law. But even Jesus in the New Testament, and then you said you threw him in the Old Testament because of whatever.
No, let me try to put it in the right perspective. As I'm saying, I said that you start off with Matthew, Luke, Mark, and John.
I was you ain't mentioned nothing about my show though. Like here we go. I'm on the jab.
Yes, I did. Hold on. I was trying something minutes.
I got to get up out of there. I got to get up out that subject. You all over the place. You denied on this side. You on this side. I'm just
unknown caller.
You know, I'm not here to Bible thump, but my nigga. No. Coffee and Kush TV, you on the air. Go ahead.
What's up, Sarah? This B from Texas.
What up with you?
Hey, you can hear me?
Yeah.
All right. I wanted to comment on the class. I was listening to you and the brother going
I can't hear you.
The law.
I can't hear you. You muffled up.
Hold on. Let me take this off. Bluetooth off. Hold on. Yeah. All right. How about now? You good? Hello?
Go ahead.
All right. Yeah, I heard you and the brother talking about the law and everything, and the brother was talking about the Old Testament and the New Testament.
I don't even want to go into that. I want to stick here with my information and what I'm doing, because I see people just have a hard time with being focused. If you want to talk about that, that's some other time. I'm not here to debate the word or nothing like that with these folks. Go ahead.
Okay. No, ain't no problem, bro. Check it out. All right. You were talking about the DuPont family.
Yes.
All right. The DuPont family, they founded their company, I found out, in 1897. And the crazy part about that, they were the largest distributor of gunpowder in the world, I believe.
Go ahead.
Getting their stuff from China. You asked the question in one of your classes about, like, man, how did they, destroy, get all this weaponry to do all these massacres and everything?
Right.
All right. They were founded in 1897. The very next year, they had the Wilmington Massacre, 1898, and I found that to be wow.
Wow.
They're showing right there where they was able to start setting things up to make that coup.
Of course.
Okay.
They also pulled the machine gun out around that time at the World's Fairs. I think that was 1870 something, 1890.
Right, that Gatling gun.
The Gatling gun, and they pulled that out, and actually, you see how that worked out. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. And I got another thing. You were talking about the floods, and then they was talking about mud.
Okay.
That mud hit me hard. I'm like, damn. All right, I was getting ready to pay a bill, right? I looked at my bill. It said Mud District. I'm like, oh shit. Excuse my language. Oh snap. All right, the municipal, what they call it? Municipal Utility District. Mud. That's what it stands for on my bill. So it made me start thinking.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Maritime law.
Maritime law. Go ahead. King. Hold on. Stop right there. Stop right there. Before you go further. This is how I want my male callers. I'm not debating none of y'all. I'm not finna go off into when Jesus, the Bible being rearranged. To me, you're not even in the right state of mind. Like, I'm on Discord. That's all Antichrist. Please stop. Just y'all on some other shit. Y'all stop calling me about that stuff because y'all not mentally there. Okay? As I said, Peter was the one that told him he couldn't do it. Or was it meant, or whatever it took for Jesus to turn him to get behind. It's the same thing a lot of you niggas do to me when I'm in my word. Y'all get to saying, Kev, you can't do this, or you ain't the only one to get to know. I am, nigga. I'm the only one putting my fucking foot down. So ain't no other nigga gonna call my show and say no other nigga. Kev ain't doing it. Kev is doing it, and Kev the only one. Right here with my man B, who's doing it. So stop with the fallacies. Go ahead, King. I know y'all don't want it to be, Kev. I know y'all all want to be included in that, but it's my work. And you ain't said nothing but repeating what I've already said. Your thoughts are mine. Go come up with your own shit. Go ahead, B, like my man right here.
All right, look, Kill.
Y'all read my shit back to me and think y'all learning something, teaching something. Now don't make me go full Kevin Gillespie, nigga. Go ahead, King. I'm trying to play.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Like you telling me before, sometimes you got to get mad. That's all good.
Thank you, King.
Look, check me out, Kev. You teaching us about maritime law, right?
Right.
Okay. The law of the water. All right. All right. We supposed to be on the law of the land, right?
Right.
And it made me think when I looked at that mud. What happens to land when it gets wet or it's flooded? The land turns into mud. You see what I mean?
Yes, sir.
So they mud district. I'm looking at it from this standpoint. Like they come with the maritime law, and now they got the land under this mud thing. We paying the mud district. I'm paying the mud district every time I pay my water bill. You see what I mean?
So the mud. The mud is the land, which is wet water.
Wet land.
Wet land. It's the wetlands, and they take. Oh my goodness.
And it tripped me out. I'm like, why are they calling this a mud?
It takes me back to what Amanda called in and said. You hear me, young folk out there who think they telling me shit? Amanda over here talking about these different ways of snatching up the land through different floods that happened back in the day and different laws. And we're going to get that together to go along with what you're saying. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. And that just hit like exactly what you were saying. You was talking about that earlier, and that tripped me out when I got ready to pay my bill and I seen mud, and then it said municipal utility district. Then I even looked up Los Angeles. Man, Los Angeles got the largest one. I want to say it in the world or in America.
Yes, because the biggest flood happened in Oregon down to to California and flooded, and it created an island off the coast of California in which people was able to come in just like Ellis Island and attach themselves. That's right. Don't come at me with no fake Indian nothing, because I'm ready. Go ahead, King.
Hey, my brother. Hey, that's all I had. I had to call it in because, man, I ain't been able to call in like I usually do. But, man, I'm rolling with you. It's kill roll nothing, bro.
Nothing. Thank you, King. They're not prepared. They're not prepared. They want to tell Kev what he ain't doing. They want to repeat back to me what I already said, then say, see, I know what they did. Not I learned a lot. No, I know what they did. That was original thought that came in right there to the airwaves. Right
Unknown caller.
That's all I give a fuck about. I don't need you to validate me. That's still my damn valor. God damn it. Press 1. This is me. Kev Rowe. KG on the air. What's up with you?
Hi, Kev. This is Casey calling from St. Louis, Missouri.
Yeah, KC. How are you? Go ahead.
I'm great. How are you? I'm a new student. Okay. I'm just entering your class, maybe like within the last 2 months, and I just found the lesson very phenomenal, and they've opened my eyes to a lot of things. I just want to share some of the information I decided to study since listening to you, if I could.
Go ahead.
The first video that piqued my interest was when you were talking about the World Fairs. Just being in St. Louis, the World Fairs, that information is pounded into, your brain, even from a child going to different museums, the different architecture that you see, and they tell you, that these were built around this time and then they were torn down. And, it's interesting because when you see the architecture, it's almost nearly impossible. So I started to do research just on, just various floods, when you're talking about the different floods, just even excavations that were done here recently where bodies were found underneath the ground. And I saw in the 1894 there was a flood in the Ozarks where it was a black town settled.
In where?
In the Ozarks.
Where the Ozarks?
Like the Lake of the Ozarks.
What is it?
It's in Missouri. It's like what they call the Blue Hills of Missouri. If you watch that show, The Ozarks, that's where that is. Wow. Okay. So it was a black town established there in around 1894, between 1894 and 1909. The town was flooded.
Just like they said in that show.
Right. And it's a book out about it. It's called The Lynching of the Southern Ozarks. And it talks about the different lynchings and how the people were ran out of that town. It was flooded. And even when you go to the Ozarks, I've been there several times, it's an eerie feeling. Like, it feels like something happened in that area. Like, it's just really eerie.
Right.
So that's one of the floods that I researched that happened in Southern Ozarks, black town. Even the East St. Louis riots that happened in 1917, where after the World War, East St. Louis, it was burned out, and they call it a race riot. They always call these incidents race riots, or to that degree. So it's just very interesting. You piqued my interest, and when I watched the show Friday, when you were talking about Walt Disney, and just when you said they can recreate space, in a way. It just blew my mind because even, being from Missouri, they talk about Walt Disney, how he grew up in, the Blue Hills of Missouri. And when you go to these places and you visit, Merrimack Caverns, these underground caves, and they tell you Jesse James hid out there with gold and just all these elaborate stories, it just makes your mind wonder, and, where they come up with these things. And even going to Walt Disney as a child and as an adult, the theme parks, all the rides are in mountains or underground caves. And,
really? It's they go underground and go through caves and just?
Well, a lot of the amusement rides, when you get on the amusement rides, Small World rides, it's in an underground cave. Or Space Mountain, it's in in a cave. The theatrics of it, all the rides are basically themed cave rides or under the ground. Even without Walt Disney being from Missouri, and when you go to Walt Disney World, all the architecture is replicas of the World's Fair architecture.
Right.
So it's just really interesting. So I'm gonna sign up for your Discord because you definitely piqued my interest.
But I'm gonna take it to another level. Start doing all of my classes private, and just because I'm working on my other YouTube page and getting my media correct for the air and my show going. And I want to focus on my class, everybody who's really interested in this type of information. So that's going to be specifically for my Patreon and Discord. A lot more videos going over there and different classes over there. Whatever I can set up there and people can help out with, it'll be great. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm interested. So I'm learning. So I know I'm not as caught up as a lot of your students, but I'm starting to just take notice and just do some studies on my own. And you definitely, got me interested in, just learning more and opening my eyes.
For sure. Open them eyes, girl. Open those sleepy eyes. Thank you so much for the call.
Yeah, I am. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. And St. Louis is where they was doing these world fairs and stuff like that, the first ones or whatever. The Chicago World Fairs, getting used to the scenery. The earlier the videos, the better. Since people want to send me videos, go to my Discord. You do not send me no videos on Instagram or nothing. Get your ass on my Discord. And send me the videos in my YouTube video description, all right? Send it right there. Damn. Put it right there. According to what we talking about. Don't go all up into other shit. Coffee and Kush TV, you on the air. What up? Hold up. Make sure I get you. All right, what's up, champion? You on the air. What up? You on? What up?
Can you hear me, bro?
Yeah, sir.
I just wanted to quote something real quick and just put in a caveat and sit back down in class, brother. This is a quote from Representative Henry Berry, and it was in 1832, Virginia House of Delegates. It says, if we could extinguish the capability to see the light, our work would be complete. They would be on the level of the beast of the field as we then should be safe. Berry made these remarks during an 1832 speech before the Virginia House of Delegates on the abolition of slavery. And then I just wanted to add on, that does have something to do with the scriptures, and maybe we'll talk about that in Discord. But I just wanted to add on to the lady what she was saying.
You can add on to it since you came from the scripture. You can add on to it. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah, if you don't mind. I just want to read a quote in Genesis because the way I was taught, and the Jewish people have a saying for this as well. Genesis 1:25. It says, and God made the beasts of the earth after his kind, and the cattle after their kind, and everything that creepeth upon the earth after his kind. And God saw that it was good. And God said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over those things, right?
Yes.
So I was taught, and I also did some research on what the Jewish people believe. There is a quote that they have called Odeko Hervin or something, where they don't believe that everybody is from mankind.
That's right.
And they believe that the beasts of the field were created before us, and they disguised themselves as men in the Bible.
Yes.
And they also came with a whole new doctrine to take us away from those.
They ask you who a lot of Jewish family. Well, the objective is to turn God's creation into the beasts of the fields anyway. So they would say that. They would say something so ignorant and sublime.
You're absolutely right.
They would say.
You're absolutely right, Kev. And yeah, man, I'm gonna sit back down. And I was just saying, like that lady that just called. I forgot what the name is that you're talking about over in Italy, where they have those canvases or whatever underneath the ground.
Catacombs.
Catacombs. Yes, they have something like that in Missouri. I just started doing truck driving. And what I realized, Kev, is all these little cities that I've gone to in the South and everywhere I've been going from the West to the North to the East to the South, all these places were founded in the 1800s to the mid-1900s, Kev, just like you said.
Yes.
And I was the one that just told you that I just went through Maryland. And as I was going through...
You. Okay, God bless you. God bless you. You the guy. Okay, go ahead.
Yes, sir. As I was going through Maryland, I seen all these dramatic highways, lower German road, higher German road. And then the brother that was talking about a week or two ago about those water streams, one thing that struck me as I'm going through the country, I'm like, my God, there's so many different waterways and dams and just spigots and things. And I'm like, wow. They were probably burying our people.
It's crazy when you're driving along the road and you're like just pondering these things, listening to a show maybe, and then you actually get to pass over the water stream or get to actually see the landscape. Yeah, it's different. You know what I'm saying?
It's all striking, Kev. It's all striking, man. And keep doing what you're doing because there's a lot of truck drivers who drive 10, 11 hours a day, man, and we love these long shows because you got our minds thinking. We're going through these places and we're seeing these places, and it's like, oh my God, Lord have mercy.
Thank you, champion. Thank you for that.
Yeah, peace to the chat, man. God bless, brother.
My man, and just for him, just so y'all know, I do my gaming channel. I just truck over there anyway. I just turn my trucking game on, and I'm just going to have conversations, random conversation with different passengers or people who want to pull up in my Discord and talk. You know what I'm saying? While I'm driving my long ass hauls like that, brother, right there. But yeah, it's different. You know, when you traveling through America and you're going through Utah. And you're going through, he just said there's Germania, there's different German type names that's out here, and we're really not paying no attention to. We're not aware, and I think entertainment. Then we talk about we want to be free. I don't think we even know what that shit means. I don't even think people really know what that. I think we know how to stick our hand out and yell and get upset. I don't think we know or even. I think being free and emancipated from a communistic state that has to take care of you, it's like a fucking new paradigm. Now, it's weird to me because within the communistic state of mind, whether black, white, Asian, or whatever, all of y'all swear y'all don't woke up in a different verse and y'all evolution, but all y'all play a federal history, a historic federal grant history. You all take part in the USSR or the Nazi democratic mindset. I mean, anytime you can wake up and say those black people and you call them a color without a nation, you don't even know who they are. You don't know who they are. They're just those black people. Or black people came over. Or you was once slave. Or this one and that one. And all of these fallacies that racist propagandists use to create this whole democracy that us as POWs are born into. And for y'all to be the immigrants, you understand what I'm saying? That don't sit well with me. And if you don't speak out, you would grow up in a society where you think it was wrong to stand up for yourself. You would think it's wrong. You better be quiet, man. You don't like why the gay people, the LGBTQ talk about they say what they say. The Asians say what they say. They don't even like us. White folks say what they say. We got better relationship with American white folks. Don't lie. Don't lie. Everybody else play their fucking role. And I told y'all, I'm a proof that we are the only people, Afro-Americans, living inside of a real matrix. And I think you have to understand why it's important for you to stand up, especially as a man. You talking about $5. You shouldn't even be saying $5 Indian if you scared to research and not be the nigga sitting in that photo like, damn, this nigga about to kill me. How can you even bring up that your ass is an Indian after they was cut their heads off? After your photo, after your people photos, last photos right there with these folks. You don't call yourself a red coat. Press one. They had to trick our brothers to signing up under the Italy. How do you know when they signed up to be Italy, they came under the power of a foreign nation? And when they came back, so did Nazism. Or while they was gone, Nazism made its way here. Who knows? Because we not thinking. If it all happened given World War I, World War II-ish, you know, why aren't we studying? Why are we not looking at the French War to see how they looked? Don't you want to see how they looked fighting the Indian? I don't just say, oh, it was the Indian in Paris, the Paris Treaty, the Treaty of Paris with the French. I don't want to just say that. I want to have an inclination on what those people fucking look like. So when I'm watching old movies, oh, there his ass go, it makes sense. We not caring about what's important. Now that I don't got rid of this timeline that don't even matter, you keep it right there in the 1900, early 1800, 1900, and the whole deception is right there. So why are you afraid to think? That's the real question. With all this information that's going on, why we spend more time scrolling and looking through shit that don't even fucking matter? Then at least, how many people opened up goddamn schools during the pandemic rather than lose their heads? Virtual programs and shit like that. Nobody. Everybody just sit back waiting for the government to say, take that mask off. When we all know last time they did this, sickle cell and different viruses came and hit these black folk. Y'all just gonna sign your kids up, whatever that Fauci say, a non-American as that, and then come to my class and say, oh, how did we get duped out? The same way you just got duped out right now. Girl, you look good. Won't you vax that thing up? They done brought these fake niggas in your community to vax your ass down. And you don't know if this is an extermination program. You don't know nothing. Then you acting like you're afraid to say it. And they gonna give me a strike, and they gonna take away my money, my corporate money. Bunch of sellout Negroes. They struck my pay. That where you think all my money was coming from? I ain't miss a beat. We back at it. Press one. Hey, listen. Not worried about all that. That's what happened when you try to be famous YouTuber. You start giving a fuck about the money or where the subscribers go and viewerships and who's clicking up and all this goofy shit that don't matter. I'm the man in my realm. Press one. Y'all all competing, trying to be cool. And if I even step over there, I'm going to be the coolest anyway. I'd rather just be cool right here by myself and with my team. Press one. We making smart cool. Fuck being your friend because y'all got viewers and y'all got 300 subscriptions and y'all love to talk around the same shit all the time. No creativity in the black community because they don't know nothing but gossip. Press 1. They don't know nothing but gossip all fucking day long. Gossip. God damn. And there's a good brother right here trying to teach something and oh, look at you. You want to troll a nigga. Y'all want to get mad at me. Because I'm keeping it 100 out of an hour out your damn entertaining ass life. Verse 1. 20 minutes ago, you was turned sideways on Instagram, dancing to a beat. Now you're in my classroom trolling, talking about, you think you smart. Verse 1. I have to get this shit out. I'm ridiculous. And so let me show y'all that they pulled this shit off before. Sometimes I gotta take the L. They say, you gonna take an L for your subscribers? Yes. Y'all don't know how YouTube look at me. You really want to, you would give it all up to tell them? Yes. And I come back and do it again. Press 1. Because it's my calling. It's what I like to do. I like to show y'all that in the beginning of this coronavirus shit, I was telling y'all, believe in God. It's okay to breathe. You don't really, if you put this mask on and you live in fear, you don't really believe in God. This is the time to believe. This is the time to put your American God-fearing spirit. No, y'all believe in Nazism, Fauci putting shit in black people, going up to the hospital, and y'all down with this shit. I'm realizing when the Nazi propaganda, when you go into a FEMA camp, the rest of these white folk and these Indians and these people who don't care, they're going to step back and, not me right now. Press 1. When you get arrested and the Nazi pull you out for not having a mask, everybody going to sit around. You should have wore a mask on. Y'all ain't nothing but a bunch of Democrat-raised white supremacists, fucking hell Hitler, Fuhrer, Stalin worship, communistic ass, whatever the state say. That's why I deal in royalty. Cause damn the federal state and all this made up shit. I can't wait till the kings of the earth return. I can't wait for a monarch, a patriarch. You know what? King off of their head. I don't like this split up lot shit. I like land. Now all this other shit, many nations can come and own shit and kick people out they own a home. They don't even supposed to be. Strike. That's why I like kingships. I don't like democracies. I don't like that shit. That shit is a cover for socialism and communism mixed equals America, baby democracy. When you mix socialism and dictatorship, right there with Satanism, that's what you got, a damn democracy. Oh, racist. They will destroy you and then make up a whole history on film about how they got here in 1776 and freed you from the evil British Empire. I always ask you niggas, how you get out of slavery and then end up being taxed? How you Americans talk about getting away from British but then being taxed over here by the French? How is this possible? How is Haiti talking about we independent, but France, all this guy? Nothing's making sense to me. Nothing's making sense. And I'm sorry, y'all can play a role. Y'all can make it look like y'all kumbaya, motherfucker. But this is my truth. I've been on the planet long enough to say this some bullshit. Hell no. And I'm not getting pumped up by no goddamn fake ass fans in no chat room. I'm just going to speak my piece. Just play my info to my classroom, come to my chat, do my morning show, to get over to the urban conservative and get that corporate money, talking big shit. You feel me? I'm not going to send complaints and say y'all don't support. I'm going to just go over there, get it, and keep the information flowing over here. Press 1. So if that's it, that's all. Let me see. And look, I ain't trying to parcel out nothing. I ain't trying to be in martial law. I ain't trying to do none of that. Just trying to be emancipated so niggas can grow up and be men. You feel me? So niggas can be men. You emancipate yourself. Them ain't just words for mental slavery. There's that bondage. Y'all just like singing and shit. Y'all don't like to do nothing. Even if talking and conveying a message and making it grow was all you needed to be free, niggas would be sitting back playing with their waves, playing around on the fucking internet, still playing around They're going to be doing this shit until the Lord come. Playing stinky inky, going to be inky until the end of time. Press 1. These people with these lower thought process, they're going to be like that. You know what I'm saying? If they ain't gravitated to no real knowledge, they just stuck. That's how I see it. There's a lot of people stuck. I'm not trying to be stuck with. Don't make me stuck with you. So listen to this. This is the early stages of how they've been doing this shit over a very long period of time. Press 1. So let's look at this. This is only 8 minutes. Only 8 minutes. So if you look here, they all wearing masks, right? Press 1. SOS, save ourselves like young Pharaoh. Press 1. So listen. SOS.
Scientific facts about this genetic vaccine, which is based on the RNA vaccine technology I created.
U.S. orders quest for cause of new pandemic.
There are 3 main issues that parents need to understand before they...
To stop the spread of influenza, stay at home. Now let me go back. 3
main issues that parents need to understand before they take this.
Amuse yourself with one of the best player pianos. We sell $100 less than the same grade offered elsewhere. Vaccinate. There's money in it. Press 1. And Rama, there was a voice heard. Press 1. And they put this up in here. Check this out. 20,000 victims will be vaccinated within the next 10 days in this city under the present alarm. Now I want y'all to read this. Where are all the black people at? Where they go? That will put $10,000 into the pockets of the medical profession. Oh my goodness. Hygiene are nonsense, unworthy of attention by our board of health. Filthy streets, filthy lanes, and filthy drains. There's money in it. Press 1. Was that a mandate? Vaccination for... I maintain there is no scientific support for these things. We have no known test by which we could possibly distinguish. I have very little faith in that shit. Let's see this. Let's go back a little bit. I'll be reading that stuff. 1,010 children have been killed by vaccination in England and Wales, according to... Oh, my goodness. All right. Revaccination useless. Press 1. Revaccinated soldiers in the British Army suffered from smallpox. Oh my goodness. 391 died from the disease. Press 1. Wear a mask and save your life. The Red Cross refuses to don influence mask shot by the officer. Press 1. Y'all, this is old, y'all. This is old. This ain't new.
These organs include their brain and system, their heart and blood vessels.
Okay, this ain't new. This shit y'all seeing, okay? This shit y'all seeing is not new at all.
Blood clots, their reproductive system, and most importantly, this vaccine can trigger fundamental changes to their immune system. The most alarming point about this is that once these damages have occurred, they are irreparable. They cannot be reversed. You can't fix the lesions within their brains. You cannot.
Y'all gotta be smart. You know, when y'all speaking and being aware in the world, be smart. You know, I'm not gonna walk your hand after this. I mean, you should be aware by now. If you've been with Kev this whole time, although it seemed like I'll be playing, I'm not playing. Press 1. I'm not playing. I don't seen this before. I don't seen this shit before. You know, I'm telling the truth. You know, it's just funny to me. A lot of people gonna try to latch on. Don't try to latch on to Kev. No, don't be trying to say the Bible is rearranged neither. Y'all lives is rearranged. Y'all groups is rearranged that know these secrets. Y'all brains is rearranged. Kev don't hit the scene. Y'all the ones who rearrange. Traders who knew this, knew a little bit. I know more than y'all think I know. I'm just getting started. I'm just now getting started. Right now. I know more than that. They just at the audience. I don't think I'm ever done. I'm not done. The work is never done. Just sit back, relax, enjoy. You know? This shit is old news. Facts. They've been doing this a long time. After floods, disease, floods. You can go back in your own time. You want to tell me something new? Go back and research these mud floods and when these dams broke. Research that. Don't try to tell me when Jesus did nothing. Don't try to tell me how you know nothing about it. You're not even qualified. Don't even say nothing about it. Research this information about this history. That's it. That's all. Don't try to squeeze nothing else in because my face going to start turning up. You know, I'm going to get you up out of here. Don't even do it. You're not smart enough. You can't even focus on World War II. You want to hurry up and solve the equation and say we and you can't do it. Care by yourself. No, get behind me, Satan. I'm doing it. I've been doing it. How much time could y'all say? How many times could you say we all can know you all don't know nothing? You thought you knew. You don't know. And especially if you in one of them groups, you really don't know because you gotta work your way up certain levels to even think. To even begin to think. Don't take from me to give to your family and say we knew all. Fuck all that. You didn't know. Because if you knew,
Unknown
you would have said something. You would say something. Coffee and Kush TV. Professor Gills, you on the air. What up?
Hey, what's up? This Sam from Detroit.
Detroit in the building. What up?
What's up? I want to put that in the comment that it's the loop, the recurring cycle, the simulation that they got people thinking it's something new by saying, oh, mask up, we'll do your kids with the shots and all that. Like you say, it's been going on from time and time again. Every time they're trying to pull the wool over our face, they pull up either a pandemic, a war, something. You see
the Cold War building up, and we gotta just care. We gotta care.
Exactly. So, like I said, since I've been watching your show, it's been opening me up a little bit more and more and more to seeing the real and really following the timelines and going back checking. Every time something new come up, I go back and check the timeline. And I say, damn, this is the same move they pulled back in the 1970s or 1760, you know.
The Cold War crazy. Over and over again. Always and Russia, always Germany or China or one of these groups that's over here in America, they all friends. I'm tired of playing this media clown game with the same people who are friends only in America but hate each other in their own land. And we got to go help them. Fuck them. Go ahead, King.
Yeah. So, I just had to speak on that because I said, you know what? I'm not that typing in the chat type, really. And I ain't called in and talk to you in a minute. So,
yes, sir.
I just had to let you know that, I'm paying attention and I'm really seeing this. And it's an eye-opener.
My man. Thank you for the call, champion. Yeah. My man. And check this out. Look what they say here. I just saw this. It says Canadian cavalry round up Huns. Press 1. See, I think the Huns is the German army. Canadian cavalry round up the Huns. Foreign motherfuckers. Facts, nigga, Attila the Hun. But you gotta know what that is. We talking about influenza plague and this one and the mass, and here I see Canadian cavalry rounded up the Huns, in 19 18, press 1. They was the one doing all this destruction, flooding everywhere. Press 1. Look at this one. We get the research. Get the research. That's what I like about it. Shout out to Joyce. You're an awesome professor. Shout out to you. I told y'all how they rounding up the Huns. I thought the Huns was way before the Indians. Press 1. Man, I'm telling you, they just wrote this shit. They fucking destructive asses just happened. This shit just went down. I'm the only one in the history saying this. So these niggas talking about I'm not, I am. I'm telling you, your whole history is manipulated. Your history wasn't written until when? 1900. Press 1. They had a whole history ready for your ass. Turn the camera on. Press 1. You see that building over there? That's Russia. That's the New Germany. That's one right there. That's Belgium. Right there. That destroyed property over there. Y'all go invade that right there with these prop guns. Bring them tanks, them inflatable tanks over here. Y'all gonna have a war over there and destroy things. Fire one at that broken building. I've been watching these documentaries all week, and I'm just like, these people ain't never gonna believe me. They're never gonna believe that this shit is a fucking script. And then somebody pointed me to Wag the Dog, and I'm like, wait. Motherfuckers already know this shit. Press 1. They already know. They already know. They know what the fuck they doing. I don't have to fucking be afraid to say, go watch the movie Wag the Dog. Get that in your mind first. And you can understand the Truman Show and why I'm taking my time with that. I know a lot of people want me to just go on and get them to the answer. Not everybody understand the Truman Show. Not everybody understand. Everybody just trying. A lot of people just grasping. Sometimes it just takes you coming over to a nigga house just talking, just feeding and soaking in the information. You feel me? I showed you Toy Soldiers. Title taken care of. Toy Soldiers, fine. Balloons and shit. Press 1. Carnival tricks. I showed y'all motherfuckers doing loop-de-loops. I saw you motherfucker doing loop-de-loop and then attack a Navy carrier in the damn swimming pool. Press 1. I got the Titanic in 2 pieces. With the goddamn Walt Disney guy right there. This shit is ridiculous. For y'all
unknown color
to still be asleep. Press 1. It's stupid. Then I'm only having fun with it because I'm realizing the storyline. Go ahead. Coffee and Kush TV, you on the air.
Hey there, Professor. How you doing?
I'm blessed.
This is Mama Ryden.
Yes,
calling in from Philly.
Philly in the building. What's up, Mama Ryden?
Oh, I'm doing okay.
Yes, ma'am.
You happen to say Titanic.
Uh-huh.
And I'm flipping the channels trying to get the game on. Guess what movie is on?
Titanic.
Titanic.
The game on already?
They get ready to do the pregame. I think it started later on, you know?
All right.
But I wanted to talk about just a couple of little odds and ends that we're dealing with the World War I and World War II situation. Mm-hmm. Okay. The World War I, that was a family feud. All of that's based on, all of these people are related. World War I supposedly started because they assassinated Franz Ferdinand from Austria.
I seen that tape. That's what that shit was over. I saw they got that on tape. You know that, right?
Yes,
right. Yes. I just want you to know that looked like a damn production again, but go ahead.
Now, that's supposed to be Queen Victoria's cousin.
You can hurt me. Oh.
And they were having kind of like one up on each other on building ships. He commissioned the ship to be built. She built one. He wanted a bigger one. She built one. Britain will build one. He wanted a bigger one. Now, you know J.P. Morgan and them is hooked up in all of that finance thing, loaning money to build ships.
Well, the White Star Line is financed by the Morgan and its buddies. We'll just say it like
was another shipping line.
Go ahead.
But that's what they did. His father, they were from overseas, over there in Europe. His father and them are big bankers over there. Sent him, he ended up coming over here, but he used his dad's influence and contacts over there, establishing money and contacts and loaning money two different countries even. They loaned money to the Americans to build ships and sold them. Different ones, you know what I'm saying? J.P. Morgan, the guy said Pierpont. J.P. Morgan's middle name is Pierpont.
There it is. There it is. That's his middle name, Pierpont.
Pierpont. Not DuPont.
So he's not DuPont. So he is in fact part of that family.
Part of the family.
That's confirmed.
They all related.
They all related.
They all related. Then this Queen Elizabeth that's here now, she married a German. The president just died. No, their name is German. They changed their name to Windsor during the war because they didn't want that, backlash coming on them.
They just got their damn name. They changed their name to Windsor after they took the crown. But go ahead.
Their name is something Saxon.
It's in German.
They got some German. They're a German family, and they changed their name to Windsor to make it sound more English, more British. But that's not their birth name.
Of course not.
From that side of the family. Now, thing.
So we was talking about, what if J.P. Morgan is the executioner? Where Coop at? Oh, Coop. Oh, my God. We were talking about this guy. Damn. Damn. But go ahead. Go ahead.
Now, you know that here's another one who was supposed to have been on the ship, but all of a sudden, the last minute, didn't go, was J.P. Morgan.
J.P. Morgan got shit to do.
You understand?
Yeah, he got shit to do. Like, watch that shit not come back with them people on that motherfucker and go from there. He ain't gonna get on that. He's a financier of the steam line. He's the money man behind the ship.
Behind the shipping lines. Exactly.
So of course he would know. Of course he's the money man behind the Black Star Line as well, which is Marcus Garvey's. They said it was Marcus Garvey.
But now, it was at least one black person on the boat, right? You know they had to have one.
Who?
On the Titanic.
Who was that?
It was a Haitian dude.
Oh my goodness.
And his family. He married a white woman.
Oh my goodness.
And they had two daughters.
The Haitian man.
And Haitian man.
At the time of you better not touch a white woman. Don't marry the white woman. Got on the Titanic.
Married a white woman.
Had two babies. Go ahead.
Was educated in France. He was born in Haiti.
Sounds like Douglas. I mean, sounds like what's his name? Garvey to me. But
his mother was a businesswoman. She was like an entrepreneur. I think she had her own business and whatnot, and sent her son off to school in France after he, went as far as he could over there. Met the woman there and had the children.
All right.
And got on the Titanic. Because I always said we was the black folks there. I know some of us around somewhere. Okay? I have his book. When you talk about buying a book the other day.
Uh-huh.
I have his book that the daughter wrote about her family. The other thing about it's called Black Man on the Titanic. And I'm sorry, it wasn't the daughter that wrote the book. It was a historian, investigator by the name of Serge Ryle. B-I-L-A, Serge Bile, wrote this book called Black Man on the Titanic. Something else about the Titanic. There was always speculation on whether it was actually the Titanic that sank or whether it was the sister ship of the Titanic. Because there was 3 or 4 of them that was built in that line. One Oceanic, Titanic, Britannic. One of them, they had a crash before the Titanic failed. And it was a question about whether they switched them because they would have lost a lot of money if they found out that other ship, had the accident or what have you. And they took parts off it, the Titanic, off that ship, put them on the Titanic, or took them off the Titanic and put them on the other ship. So they were saying that it was a question behind the number of portholes, I think they call them. One had 16, one had 14. And that's what they were saying, that the ships were switched. It wasn't actually the Titanic that sunk. It was the other ship.
What was the name of it? The Lithuania or something like that?
No, it's a Titanic, a Britannic, an Oceanic. All of them got that IC at the end of the name of it.
Oh, okay. So, I got you.
For that class of ships.
I got you.
That's how they named them.
Olympia.
And the ship went out ahead of the Titanic, and another ship crashed into it or something.
Yeah, that's funny. You know what's funny? You know what ship crashed into it? The Hellfighter ship. That's in the documentary. They crashed into it. They just wouldn't say what ship it was they crashed into. They just said, they tried to leave the dock and they couldn't leave. And then when they finally left the dock, they ended up crashing into another ship. But we ended up repairing that. And I'm like, what the fuck did that mean? Now you're telling me what? They took the parts from what ship they crashed into?
And put it on the next one.
So what happened to that ship?
The Titanic.
So the other ship sunk?
The other ship didn't sink. That's what I'm saying. The other ship, they brought it back. They supposedly, repaired it.
Okay.
Right? But that the Titanic itself was in the dock being worked on. And that, for time, and they had already sold tickets and this, that, and the third, and the advertised this shit was going out and this, that. So they took parts off the Titanic and replaced them on the other ship and put the Titanic name on that other ship.
But what other ship was it?
And sent it out there. I'm going to think that's what I'm saying.
So that other ship was the ship that sunk?
That's the one that sunk.
Oh, how you know that? How you know that?
Because they said that you can count the number of portholes. One had 14 and one had 16.
So you telling me?
And whichever one the Titanic's supposed to have, it ain't the right one.
So they wrote.
I watched the documentary on YouTube on it too.
Oh my goodness! It's funny because I'm telling. This is what I got. My information led me to when I had to use my brain. I'm like, only way that to happen if they switch these ships out, right? Mm-hmm. And then I'm watching the documentary on the Hellfighters, and they say, well, it was real. It was a suspect moment to me. I'm like, what ship did they run into? Why they acting like weird? I had always got to be like a weird moment before they tell of this ship they ran into, And you telling me that the ship. Wait, are you telling me the ship that what ship sunk?
Well, they put the name Titanic,
but it wasn't the Titanic
on the other ship. But it wasn't the Titanic.
But that was the other ship that ran into it.
Right, they switched the names of the ship, and then eventually that other one, they put it in the service. It sailed a few years or whatever, and it was retired or whatever.
What ship were the Hellfighters on?
Now that I can't tell you right off.
You know what's funny? Because I got their ass. That's why. Send me that where it says that. Send me that, Mama Riding. I need that documentary that says about the ship it bumped into or whatever the fuck. Crashed into.
Okay.
Yeah, I watched that documentary and I knew that's what they did.
Now, okay, let me see. Wait a minute. There you go.
Yeah, that's all you got to do is send it to me or something like that. And, we good. Are you done? So I can get to my next caller. You good?
Okay. No, I got one other thing.
Go ahead.
Excuse me. You wanted to know about where the black folks was at and how the white folks. They had the red summer of 1919.
Yeah.
Where there was a lot of lynching and murders of black people across the country and stuff, across the United States. And this was about the time at the end of World War I, which would have been like in 1918. So then you have these soldiers coming home. And these guys, they hadn't been treated like, the way they had been treated before they left. So when they came home, they expected, they fought for their country or whether they served, they had a service or what have you. They expected certain treatments and they expected to regain what they had left when they left. So you have an influx of these folks coming in through Ellis Island at the same time, taking over because the men are gone and switching names, taking places. So when the real guys show up, it's a problem. Okay? And you had a lot of killing the black men because they were so-called uppity niggas. And, a nigga need to learn how to stay in his place. And, because he wanted to be treated like a man because he was in the service and all of that. So when he come home, you got a whole nother new influx of foreigners with their prejudicial and murderous intentions and what have you going on over here.
People are from Germany and communist Russia, so they have and preordained to have racist mindsets.
Right, and they had been running amok while the black men were gone. You see what I'm saying? They weren't getting the amount of pushback because you just got a bunch of women.
Okay.
Home on the home front. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So they got to do a lot of work and a lot of regular civilian work and stuff like that. Go ahead.
Right. So, you come into a homestead as a man on a homestead. Oh, he got his rifle and his dog and a couple of them brothers of his up here talking about who is you and what you want. These guys is coming through. They giving them the land. They're taking the women, putting them out.
Right.
Taking the land and stuff. Brother come home. Who's on my property? If he come back and get on his property, or he got some new neighbors now down there that done took over the township because they got the right to vote. Remember, men had the right to vote before women.
Yeah.
So women couldn't vote. So you got an influx of white men coming in. The brothers is not home. The men is not home. They taking over all over, and they trying to run stuff the way they want to run it, like they over there.
Right.
And my last thing, to push it just a little bit further, but we haven't gotten that far yet. In the 50s, there was a big thing about the communists, the red menace over here. They had congressional hearings and stuff. McCarthy.
Really?
For Senator McCarthy to root out the communist influence in America. And if you listen to some of the stuff that he was saying back then, you think you turned on the TV and heard it yesterday.
Yeah, because all I see is communism and people and like free, like liberal, like this freedom, like our sexual preferences is now a race now over black people. Your sexual preference is now a race over the real landlords, the real, like it's gotten bizarre. And I can't sit around and let that without saying nothing. It's just getting bizarre on the planet.
They're even changing the use of pronouns. Okay, that it's not he or she, it's him, it's them. And it's not pregnant woman or pregnant lady or pregnant girl. It's pregnant person.
No, you're a pregnant woman.
Okay.
Yeah, I just don't. I wouldn't let a democratic Nazi communistic regime try to tell me to call a pregnant woman a pregnant person. Excuse me, that is a pregnant lady or a pregnant woman. I'm not getting involved with this whole human. I'm not a part of that, y'all transhuman agenda things over the rights and the reclassification over the Afro Americans in America. That's insane.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it was the Britannic.
The Britannic. Okay.
That's the one.
It was sung by what? A U-boat, a German U-boat, they said.
No, that's the Lithuanian.
Okay.
And he had U-boats here attacking America too.
I know. I'm trying to figure out what boat was the Hellfighters on? Because I'm starting to see now they probably was being transported by, not probably, Captain John Smith. Which is probably King Lear. Yes, I got the picture right here with the Hellfighters.
I saw it.
So that was, as a matter of fact, I got the picture. Why am I asking questions and I fucking got the answer already fucking right here? So
wearing his uniform and everything.
Oh my goodness. So
you got to put Dr. Fauci up there underneath them other two pictures too.
How is this? You see how it makes more sense? You see why God called me to these men of bronze, these so-called hell fighters? And yeah, because look, Captain John Smith, which I believe in my team that he very much resembles King Leopold, and this other seemed to look like German officer over here, removing or putting on these brothers' medals. I don't know anymore. I don't know, but I don't know what he's doing. But I just want to know. No, I think we was it the Titanic? Yes, or whatever. They were in charge of it because there they are.
Now the storyline on that is that the United States military was segregated. So
ain't that some bullshit?
The black soldiers, the only thing they was letting them do was cook and clean. You know what I mean? Stuff like that, right? They wasn't really sending them up.
Sister, that don't even make sense, You don't go let your army go fight for another army because we segregated over
the French, well, the Germans had kicked the French ass so bad that they was, down on the number of
That's a story. I don't believe that shit.
That's what I said. That's the storyline. This is the storyline. So the Americans let the French, they soldiers, because they didn't feel no way about fighting with black folks, because they already had the Moroccans, whatever they was fighting for them anyway. The Algerians and all of them was already fighting for France. So they already, was accustomed to fighting or to being around people of color. A lot of our people went over there and was playing in the bars, musicians and stuff, whatever, dancers and stuff like that.
That's right.
So they didn't feel as much. They didn't treat us with as much prejudice as they did here, standoffishness and all that untouchable stuff.
So they said it was already North Africans already implemented with Italy wearing them funny hats already. I've already shown millions of pictures. You didn't become an African until you went to North Africa trying to help out over there. Until World War I, you wasn't considered no African American.
Well, them was fighting words when I grew up.
But I'm saying, whatever. You
call you an African?
But I'm saying, in World War I, it was even worse.
I wasn't back that far, bro. But
what I'm saying is, they wasn't calling themselves African Americans. They didn't from no dang Africa.
No. I mean, Martin Luther King was saying Negro.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is, they didn't become African. They didn't become Africans till when?
Well, the first I heard of was Jackie Jackson came up with that.
Well, guess what?
African American stuff.
But I never. It's not true. That's what
the African American.
They was already calling you was from Africa way back when they issued them school books before Reverend Jackson came. I knew I was African American. I knew I was black, African American from Africa, and all this other goofy stuff they got us to.
See now, the come from Africa part, we had got that part right, but it was still a division as far as Africans, like the Tarzan and all them Africans like that, eating people and boiling them in the pot and all that chanting and stuff, blowing through your nose stuff, and us over here.
Well, I don't know what they eat. I don't know what goes on in Africa.
I'm telling you the movies that they used to put out. We talking about propaganda and bullshit. The movies that they put out, I'm trying to tell you now.
You see this? What I got on my screen? You see what I got on my screen?
Let me see, because I had
all right, Captain Stanley Lord from the Titanic sinking. He got blamed for not responding to the sinking. Right? And we're trying to figure out if that's him. And I think that's him.
That's the Belgian guy, ain't it?
They are Belgian to me, but yeah.
Ain't Leopold Belgian?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. Might be his son.
Oh, my goodness. Hold up. Now I'm disgusted. All right. All right. Hold up. Hold up, man. Because if that's Captain... Oh, my goodness. That may be.
Because, you know, there's two Leopold the First was that butcher. He was a butcher. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. And then it's his son, Leopold the Second, who wasn't no better.
Oh, my goodness.
Because the first one supposed to died, I think, in 1901 or something at the beginning of the century. But then you had the second one. The son came after him. Yeah, see, that's one of them foreign legionnaires, Africa Corps, you know, Moroccan, Algerian hookup.
Yeah.
There you go.
I'm trying to see.
Watch the Rat Patrol. See that show, the Rat Patrol.
All right, but look, if that's King Leopold, and that's the Belgian guy, then our brothers was put into the hands of mass Holocaust. You know how many people these people killed? You know how many Africans these people killed? Black people. Cut their arms off and everything. This ain't fake. They really diss people right here. Mr. Whoever this is, if that's King Leopold, which I believe it is, I'm not letting this shit go because I think we got him, ladies and gentlemen. And we've been working hard.
Well, I mean, I think it might be the son because France and Belgium were allies.
Miss, these motherfuckers still allies. Well, how you know what's the difference between the son and the father? Why would you say what's the difference between the son and the father? It may be the same. When was the father? When was the father there? What year?
That's what I'm saying. I think the father died like in 1901 or 2, something like that. My father was born in 1902.
Man, we're not talking about your father. I'm talking about King Leopold.
But I'm saying that's what made me remember about when King Leopold the First.
No, you got to go get his birth and death date and see what's up.
All right, let me Google it right now. Here you go.
Or him, but I think it's him.
Here you go.
I think it's his goofy ass. Press one. I think it's him. I think he probably did. I ain't trusting shit. That's him.
Because it was 3 of them.
I don't give a damn how many they said. They said it was 2 Queen Elizabeths too. They said it was.
Yeah, the first one and this one that's over there now. Okay, the first one. Okay, Leopold II.
What year is he?
Was born 1865, December 17th, 1865. He died in December of 1909. So that was the second one. That's the one that looked like that one.
That's too many.
That's the one that looked like that one.
How you know?
I just Googled it.
So he looked like this guy, right? He looked like this man right here on the screen.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep. That's the second.
So that's World War
Now,
I.
he supposedly died in 1909. Well, World War I was, I think, from 1914 to 1918.
18 or something like that.
Yeah.
But as I said,
so that's what I'm saying. That would be the third.
Yeah, no, I'm not. Girl, please. Ain't no damn third. I'll see you in a minute. Ain't no damn third. I don't go for that goddamn death dates or none of that shit. I'm looking at this nigga. That's him. That's him 100%. They said this nigga dead too. Grover, Cleveland, all of them. I'm talking about media manipulation. Going over there putting on clothes, going on the other side putting on clothes. That's him. That's his ass right there. You don't get no more. That's him. Press 1. That's his ass right there. Ain't no second, ain't no third. It's him. In many different forms that these motherfuckers know how to do this shit. I'm not falling no more. Just like the dude next to him is this guy here. They little shit is fucked up, fam. We can't allow these people to just keep playing these manipulative tricks with us. I ain't gonna lie to you. This dude right here. And ain't no way. I don't want to hear nobody saying, Kev, this one and that one. No. If you're not on my Discord putting in the information, making a show, don't try to come up with it on your own. All right? We've been saying this since the inception. This is these boys right here. If this was First 48, your ass would be right there, right with me, right with the TB saying, let's go get them. Press 1. When it comes to 16-year-old King Leopold, you are the father, nigga. You and Captain Stanley Lord, sir. I'm just letting you know, family. You know, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing nothing. That's them. That's them. We don't get no writer. That's what Chris Tucker said when they found them diamonds, nigga. It ain't get no writer than this. This is it. That's them. And now you know how the Hellfighters got there. Press 1. Kev is proving all things. I'm not here to play with you just like that. And then that leads back to what we was just talking about the other day when we was talking about Emmett Till. Press 1. Press 1. That goes back to the Hellfighter, Emmett Till's father, in the ring. Press 1. See, but y'all playing. No, man, we know what happened. Our people, that's that King James Version Bible in the new. No, nigga, fix y'all brain on what's right. Press 1 so we can get up on these catacombs and wonder why Emmett Till's tie is right here hanging on a wall like he was hung. Press 1. No, fuck that. Y'all can kiss my ass. Press 1. That's what you can do. I don't believe you're not studying. You're not studying. You're not doing the work. If you're doing the work, you would have saw the tie like Kev Gills. You would see everybody bound right there in France. Right there. I'm looking for soldiers, bro. How we get reclassified to something else. They probably murdered all of our heads of state over there by doing some goddamn theater. You would never know because you around here daydreaming, bibbity bopping your head to the beat, trying to pretend to have Kev information. Press 1. But you have shit. Press 1. How you gonna say the Catholics? I told you Catholics are the one. The what? Huh? I already told y'all that last week. Ain't no taking care of info. None. I know that shit was cute last year. Last year I let niggas kick up dust. You feel me? We supposed to be on these catacombs. What the information that y'all see how my brain is lit like that? It's wired for research. You feel me? I'm trying to prove I ain't even got to the good part yet. Who in the catacombs? What type of royalty existed to be in the catacombs? What all this is about? You feel me? I told you I was looking at these brothers. Who are these men? I told y'all they bones was speaking to me. I told y'all that. But y'all want to sit around and do moon worship and laugh and ha he press 1. I told you. I said when I seen this, bro, it messed my mind up, bro. I had to shed a tear because I thought I'm close. I'm close. You know when you close to what, nigga? I'm so close. Ain't no coincidence at this point. Ain't no coincidence. You know exactly what's at the bottom of those catacombs. The problem with black men in America, the problem because they listen to Kevin Samuels. That's why they soft. Press one, they too worried about what women is doing at the baby shower rather than focusing their mind on freedom. Press one. And so they hands and they mouth and all of this speak gentle bullshit. Press one. Business about some damn pregnant women. I don't care about that. But I care about the heads of state stepping into position. You being able to explain how from World War I up until now, you've been inside of a fucking mind control program instead of getting acclimated with anybody's chat room just to run your mouth about conspiracies. Show and prove your work here. Ain't no just get along just to get along. You can go do that over there.
Unknown caller.
What's up, Mr. Campbell? Mr. Campbell, Mr. Campbell's in the classroom today. Shout out to
Mama Riding.
Coffee and Kush TV. Mama Riding on her redemption. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. You know you got to show and prove, okay? You asked the question.
What was that?
What ship did the Harlem Hellfighters sail on?
Yeah.
Right? You're not going to believe it. You want to take a guess?
No, I just want you to say it.
The USS Pocahontas.
You lying.
I rest my case.
The USS Pocahontas.
Pocahontas. Okay.
When that ship was decommissioned?
When was it decommissioned?
Yeah.
That I can't tell you. I have to look that up, but I did find out that they sailed on the USS Pocahontas and they came back on the USS Stockholm.
They left on the Pocahontas and came back on USS Stockholm Syndrome.
Okay.
And then they was put into asylums.
Well,
because
you
of
know,
Stockholm.
They were shell shocked.
Oh my goodness! After all that shell shock.
God bless you, bro.
Yes, ma'am. Enjoy the rest. Enjoy the rest. The Pocahontas. Oh wow. Oh wow. She was bringing companies E, F, L, and M from 2nd Pioneer Infantry U.S. Army home from France. No. They came home on Stockholm. They left on Pocahontas, which is a lie. They're lying again. We don't know damn Pocahontas. Home from France. Where did they leave to? How did they get there? Navy transport ship. Oh, this is gonna be fun. This is gonna be a very entertaining rest of this year, actually, because you can just kind of like see the made-up fallacies they made using naval shipping subliminal codes and this little history they made up about Pocahontas and his story. It's really just war game conversation. Let me see. Was that an ancestor ship? An ancestor ship? I don't know what the fuck that mean. An ancestor ship. What the fuck is an ancestor ship? Y'all people be trying to include your ancestor, this African mythology, into this 19 100. Storyline. Can we get away from your ancestors real quick? Can we get away from this small shit first, please? Damn. Shout out to y'all. Can we do that, please? God is good. 424-209-9506. That's area code 424-209-9506. What's on your mind, family? So much to talk about, so much to convey, but I'm not going to sit up here all day and convey. I wish I could, but unfortunately, I got to get ready for the Urban Conservative, which is going to come on after the football games tonight, and talk about what's going on YouTube and the media. You got the Tasha K shit going on. You got Young YP going on last night talking about how everybody sabotaged his company. There's so much news and entertainment. I don't know where to start, nor do I know where to finish, but I know I'm going to be talking my ass off, man. So if we're all done up here, I'll say Coffee and Kush TV. It was a pleasure hollering at y'all this morning. Get back to class. Class starts, what's today? On the 1st. So make sure you're there. Patreon.com/KevGillsTV. All of my classes will be private until I edit them and do it, even the chat room and stuff like that, just to limit trolling and people who are not there for that information. So if you're here for that information tomorrow, well, whatever, February 2nd, first day of class, see y'all soon. I got a whole different background in this too, as well, so man, stay tuned, and it's going to be on private on YouTube as well. So I'll see y'all soon. And as always, family, I'll holler.